What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, epic VeVe live stream. We have 2 drops today, so make sure you guys don't forget we have another drop happening at 3 p.m. Eastern time today. It's the first ever paint of stamps. But today, this morning, we have Captain America, issue number 117. It's the first appearance of the Falcon. So let's dive into the details. I think this one is a hodl. We have a $6.99 price point. Again, blind box comics. 30,000 total editions for these today. So your normal amount. It's not a super limited edition today. We have 21,000 editions for the common. We have 5,000 editions for the uncommon, 2,350 for the rare, 1,050 for the ultra rare, and 600 for the famous secret rare. Shout out to everybody joining the chat today. Milham in the building first today. Let's go. I think today's going to be a pretty interesting day. We have the first ever painted stamps dropping. So I'm not too sure how they're going to do. I think it's going to be, $120 is a pretty hefty price point for the stamps. So I think they could come out pretty expensive in the marketplace. I will be doing a giveaway today as well, but I'm going to save the giveaway for later today for the second drop of the day. So I'm going to reward some people who stay tuned all day today. I'm going to dive into the details of these comics. I'm going to dive into the covers of them. The covers are pretty interesting today. I like the common a lot. This is a pretty old school comic book. This is actually done by Stan Lee. That's the writer of this one. So anytime Stan Lee is the writer of a comic, I feel like it's always a big deal. Here's the uncommon. We got the rare, the ultra rare, and the secret rare. Let's go. I think this is going to be a decently valued comic book. Shout out to Comics and Crypto. They gave it a hodl as well today. I think the Falcon's going to be a little bit more of a popular character moving forward. Morning, fam. How we doing? J East Music. Salute, Johnny. How we doing, fam? Hopefully you guys are able to get one today. If you strike out on the comics, I'm not sure how many of you guys will be going for the painted stamps today. It's a little bit pricey, $120. But I think if anyone's able to get those stamps, they should be able to do well. I'm not positive on the details of why they're releasing these stamps, but I have a feeling they're kind of gearing up for a bunch of different cultures to be joining VeVe soon. So I can only imagine when that happens, a whole bunch of different communities and different countries, different cultures, they're big on these stamps. The Lunar New Year is a big deal. So I think the first ever painted stamps, there's going to be a lot of stamp collectors on this app who just try to collect all the stamps. So maybe it's a little bit of a long hold for these stamps, but I think they could do well. I'm going to dive into the market real quick, take a look at some things that just dropped recently. Let's take a look at the Mickey and Friends. That's a pretty popular drop, right? The first ever first edition Disney drops. We'll start with the secret rare. We got Goofy going for 3.2K. I feel like Goofy kind of took a little bit of a dip right there, but the market's been acting a little weird lately, so I think things will definitely rebound soon. Anybody who gets the Goofy, this full set, I don't have this full set, but I think it's going to do really well for sure. Let's go to the Pluto ultra rare, $945. Again, it was sitting at about 1K for the longest time, and it's dipped again a little bit. I think everything in the market has dipped just a tiny bit. I don't have the Pluto either. I think that's going to be a good one. Ultra rare. We'll go to the Daisy Duck, the rare, $427. Pretty much stayed about where it's been this whole time. So really, not too much price movement on the Daisy Duck. Donald Duck, the uncommon, $710. I feel like that took a little bit of a dip. But it's been about $750. It's gotten up to like $800, almost $900, I think, at one point. Donald Duck, I think, has probably the best music out of all the cards. Big fan of that one. Minnie Mouse, $498. I feel like that one should do well, though, for sure. That should definitely do well. Mickey Mouse, $529. I feel like both of those took a tiny bit of a dip, but both of those legendary characters, they should both do well. The Lunar New Year stamps. I actually did just get the full set. I feel like for how cheap they were, this is a 3 collectible set. Anybody who's struggling with the drops lately, struggling with the Master Collector program, not sure what they should pick up, the stamps are a pretty good bang for your buck for the Master Collector program. Now, again, I don't think you should base your whole entire collection around the MCP. But if you're looking for some extra pickups to get some extra points, because we know that these MCP points are going to be pretty much the only way you can lock in a drop in the future. So if your favorite collectible drops, favorite comic book, favorite brand that's dropping, and you want to have a better chance of locking that in on the drop, MCP, you know, that's where a lot of people are going to lock in those drops. So I got the Year of the Rat. It's at about 117 right now. It's definitely gone up from when I bought it. Again, I think aesthetic-wise, that probably has the best art on it. But my favorite is the Year of the Tiger. Went back and got a second Year of the Tiger, a 3-digit one. So I was pretty happy about that. I think I only paid about $70 for it, 70, $80. So for a 3-digit, I felt like that was a steal. The floor price is $40 on that. I got the Year of the Tiger on the drop too. I was pretty happy. And then the one that we haven't covered is the Year of the Ox. I'm trying to find it. They still have the badge not working just yet. So you have to go into the new collectibles that are listed. Or if the other way you want to do it, you can go into the store tab and then go into the brand of the stamps and then look at it that way as well. So Year of the Ox is $40.99. Pretty cheap set to get some MCP points. How we doing, fam? Is this a blind drop, right? Yep, a blind box drop. Absolutely. How we doing, Verena? Just went over the set of stamps. I was telepathic right there. That's pretty funny. So I did finish the set of those stamps. I think they're pretty cheap. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to dip if another big drop happens. We're not sure about that, right? But I'm long holding these. I have a feeling when a whole bunch of different cultures come to VeVe, a whole bunch of different countries start being able to read the app in their own language. Year of the Tiger is starting February 1st. So I feel like this year. So I feel like people are definitely going to want the Year of the Tiger, but also just the full stamps, the full stamp collection. I think they all have their own individual meaning. I like the stamps. They look pretty clean. I like the art on them. I like the fact that they're pretty cheap right now. So anyone who's looking to add Master Collector program points, I think all the stamps, even the Santa stamps, I don't know how well they're going to do appreciate and value. They probably won't appreciate too much until we see next Christmas stamps. Then you would probably think these first set of Christmas stamps would do really well. But that's a long hold for a year for most people. I think even the first edition stamps, I was trying to sell one of them just because I had 5 of them. I have 5 rare, 5 uncommon, an ultra rare, and a common. Felt like I was a little bit over leveraged with them. I wanted to get one off just to get some liquid back. But if anyone's thinking about stamps, I think the first edition stamps will be great long term. I do think they're going to release a lot of stamps in the future. So having the first ones, I felt like was a solid bet to load up on at least. My God, good morning. Crypto Talk with Chris. How we doing, brother? How we doing? Mr. Perfect Timing. Lee Wong in the building. Rich J. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, me, Mal. You're right. Stamps the whole set for around 200 gems. Yep. Even under 200 gems, or maybe right at 200 right now. But when I got it, I think I paid for the rare stamp maybe just under 100 or at 100, maybe like 105, something like that. Mind you, there are 12 zodiac signs, so more to come, I guess. Absolutely. Great observation right there, Jay East. Absolutely. So the stamps are pretty interesting because, like I said, VeVe's going to have so many drops on the app. People are going to kind of specialize over time. People aren't going to be able to just grab everything. We kind of have the benefit right now of being early. We can grab the first series of things, and that's why I think it's big. We may not be able to collect every single brand, but we're able to get the first series of a lot of these. And if you stack up on the first series, typically when the series 2, series 3 rolls out, that's when those series 1 things usually go up in value. Maybe it takes a little bit of time, but typically series 1 of things will be the most valuable. Unless the most popular character drops in, say, series 4 of something. We've seen that before. But I agree. We've only got about 3 of these zodiac signs so far. I believe the Year of the Rat was the first one, the first zodiac sign. They talked about the order of them, right? If you go into the details. I'm going to try to find it, actually. Year of the Tiger, I think they said was the 3rd. Let's see. Yep, the rat is the first of the 12 zodiac animal signs associated with the Chinese lunar calendar. Yep. It says the rat crossed by riding the back of the ox, jumping ahead at the last minute to win the race. So that's basically why it was the first one. What do you think would be more valuable at the end of the year, Bart and Homer or Comet FA Spidey? The Comet FA Spidey, by that one, you mean the one with the secret rare involved too? Because I love that one. That's the first ever Marvel NFT. Right now, if you Google first Marvel NFT, let me do it for you guys. First Marvel NFT. The first ever Marvel NFT, Spider-Man, was released on VeVe 2 weeks ago. All 60,500 NFTs sold out in just 24 hours. More like 24 seconds. But, I mean, he said, yeah. So I love that one. But I think Bart and Homer will probably take the cake on that one. I could be wrong. I see huge things happening for that Common Spidey right there. But a golden moment, the first ever NFT from the series. I know it's not the true Disney character, right? But at the end of the day, it is the first NFT that Disney released with that Disney license. So I think Bart and Homer being a golden moment, it's hard to pick any other collectible over a golden moment. I mean, when you have a $300 billion industry. If I had the gems for Bart and Homer, I'd own it as well. Well, I mean, you have the FA Common Spidey. That's going to do great, too. I would hate to see you sell that just for the Homer and Bart because I think both are going to do amazing. A lot of these are such a tough decision, guys, because it's almost like you're trading a gold brick for another gold brick, right? It all depends on how heavy each gold brick is. Both of them are going to be amazing. I'd probably lean with the Homer Bart if you had both, but it's tough to sell one for another amazing moment. And go over some other prices here in the market. I like to check always how the steady Bitcoin NFTs, I call them the blue chip ones. Todd's basically the Bitcoin of VeVe, meaning it's the first ever NFT on VeVe. A lot of things kind of revolve around how Todd's doing. Obviously, they're all their own individual NFT. We see anytime I think a Disney NFT gets released in the future, I do see that partner statue just exploding. A lot of those golden moments, especially the partner statue. So Todd took a little bit of a dip. As you can tell, the whole market kind of took a little bit of a dip for a few different reasons. We have Todd at 10.9K right now, a 1,000 mint, which you don't often see. Usually you don't see 1,000 mints at the absolute floor. This tells me this guy is trying to get it off real quick. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to give him a follow. His name's FroFam. Shout out to you, FroFam, if you're tuning in today. He's getting off of Todd. Hopefully he's got another one, but we'll see. Rizzo's down to 7.9K. It's funny to say it's down to 7.9K. I remember the days when Rizzo was only sitting at 3K for the longest time. FA Joker is at 1.4K. Good to see that one move up a little bit. I think it was dipping down to like 1.2-ish. Harley Quinn FA. This one is half the price of Joker. If you guys were thinking about getting a Harley Quinn, I feel like now is the time. Not financial advice, but for half the price of the Joker, and we see another 1,000 mint at the floor. This is one of those usernames that's private, and it's got a year after his username, so I don't know if this is a real user or not. But, yeah, usually you don't see 1,000 mints at the floor. And to be honest, 1,000 mint next to sell is at 925. So someone could probably buy it at 700 and list it at 920 and make a quick 200 bucks. FA Robin, Infantino, 2K. Good to see that one still at 2K. I know it was at like 4K at one point, but 2K sounds about right for him. Definitely see him going up a little bit more in the future. We got Nightwing, 2K. Crazy that it's down to 2K. Nightwing is such a valuable collectible in my eyes, but again, maybe I'm a little bit biased. I have 3 of them right now. Becky Batman, 2.1K. Part of the first ever set on VeVe. I think this one's going to be legendary. Joe M's moving back up. Good to see that. 1.4K. I always say, Rizzo's out of reach for pretty much everyone. Todd's getting out of reach. Becky Batman's going to be the next one out of reach. And then people are just going to be struggling to get one Joe Mad Batman. So, Joe Mad's at 1.4K right now. Batman Who Laughs at 306. I can see that one going up soon too. Battle Statue. 1K. Back to the Future Ultra Rares at 1K still. The rares at 145. Commons at 94. Still just below 100. I'm not sure when they're going to make this DeLorean remote control drivable, but as soon as they make this DeLorean drivable, man, I see this is exploding. How we doing, Dev? Good luck, guys. What should I buy right now for flipping? It all depends on your timetable. If you want to quick flip something, a lot of times people try to stay away from the Disney stuff just because of the tax, but Disney stuff usually tends to skyrocket. So I'm a big fan. Excuse me. It all depends on your price point too. Not everybody has the kind of money to just go buy Disney stuff left and right. You see a lot of those Disney cards right now over 500. I like those cards a lot though. I think the cards will do well. If you were to buy stuff for flipping, you would really have to know your budget basically. I think some cheap things are those DeLorean commons. I think anything under 100. Just imagine, try to think to yourself. A lot of people may not even be aware that those DeLoreans were drivable at one point, but they were, and you could remote control drive them in augmented reality on the VeVe app. So that will be coming back at some point. They've already said that. They just don't know when it's going to be happening. So just to try to think about when they make the announcement that the DeLoreans, maybe even the Ghostbusters car, we're not positive about that. I would assume so, but we know for a fact the DeLorean car is going to be drivable. At least the common, and I'm pretty sure the ultra rare too. So try to think in your head when they make the announcement, the DeLoreans are drivable. You can remote control drive them. What's going to happen to them? Are they going to go up or are they going to go down? And that's inevitable. We know that's going to happen. We just don't know when. So it could be another 6 months from now. I don't think it's going to be that long, but maybe it is. I thought they would have done it already by now, so we'll see. But I'm probably selling my Avengers logo for the Spider-Man 2099. It's a secret rare. It's the first secret rare of the Marvel Mighties. I really do like that collectible a lot. I think it'll be great. Especially if that game comes out sooner than we think. We don't know if they're for sure the game. It's kind of something that we've all been speculating. They just look like something that you're going to be able to play in the game. I do think there will be some kind of play to earn game involved with them somehow, some way. Maybe it's not on the VeVe app. Maybe it's on a different platform. Maybe it is on the VeVe app one day. We'll see what happens. But I would hate to see you sell golden moments. But I mean, for secret rare of the Marvel Mighties, I don't think it's the worst trade. How high did Todd get during the rally? I think it got up to like 15K. No. If someone could correct me, I'm not sure exactly how high. I don't have the information up with me right now. Let's go. What a great buy right there. About 5 Spider-Man 2099 at 1800. Glad I did. Yeah, let's go over the price of them real quick for the market closes. Have not gone over the Mighties. We'll go over all the Mighties. Big fan of the Mighties. All right, let's start off with that Spider-Man Secret Rare. I don't have this one. It's 2.4K. Good to see that one up there. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one for sure. I'm surprised it did dip below 2K, to be honest. If I had that kind of gems, I would have bought one. Let's see. Spider-Woman, the uncommon, $58. Spider-Man, the common, $188. Still have my 3-digit that I got on the drop. Let's go. Didn't want to part ways with it. Green Goblin. This is my guy right here. Let's go. 865. Back up from where I bought it. I'm so surprised it's dipped even in the 800s. Like, this is Green Goblin's first appearance. I think this is going to be a big one. I am kind of biased because I do have one of these. I wish I got a second one, though, for sure. I'm a big fan of Green Goblin. Just look at the way it looks. I'm such a big fan of it. I think it looks awesome. And if there is a Mighty's game coming, you can bet I'm playing with Green Goblin. We got Ghost Spider. I think this is another great one to stack too. If I had like an extra 500 gems, I'd probably stack this one. Got floor price is 150 cents, like 101 basically. Then we have Black Cat, 108. It's the rare. It's a pretty good one too. Let's go over some older Mighties. I'm just going to go in order from the very top down. We got Ajax from the Eternals going for 127. It's going to be all out of order, too. I'm just going to do all the Eternals right now. We got Druid going for 46. I don't have these Eternals anymore. I wish I did, but no longer in my collection. Sorry, Eternals. 380 for Gilgamesh. That's one of the ultra rares in the bunch. We got Kingo going for 31. Makarai going for 54. A lot of these Eternals I feel like are steals. Like you look at Kingo, it's just the common, but it's $31, right? Do you think the Eternals FA is going to stay at $31? These might be long holds though if you do stock up on them, because there's just going to be so many better, quote unquote, better drops in my opinion. Got Fastest going for $29. Cersei going for 30. Sprite going for 98. These are the little guys right here. And then Thena going for 400. That's the other ultra rare in the bunch. Steve Rogers FA going for 145. John F. Walker back down to 58. Bucky Barnes going for 129. Captain Carter still have one of these, 290. I think under 300 is a pretty good steal. Still rooting for Batman Who Lasts 5K this year. If it gets up to 5K, I'd be surprised, but I could see it getting up to 1,000 for sure. I think all the ultra rare comics will follow the secret rares. Absolutely. I think a lot of them are undervalued still. I had a bunch of Fantastic Four ultra rares. I still have one of those. I had it listed for a little bit, delisted it. I was like, I can't let go of my ultra rare Fantastic Four just yet. Because I do. I'm a bigger fan of the common 3-digit ones, but I feel like the ultra rares will follow the secret rare, so I want to capitalize on that. The secret rare for the Fantastic Four, I think, is like 15K right now. I'm surprised the ultra rare is only at like 900. I think it should probably be a couple K, but I think it's inevitable, and then I'll probably let mine go eventually at some point. But yeah, solid pickup right there, Jose. I think it's fear, a little dip, imagine throwing. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A little fear in the market, I think. We got Brendan Z in the building. Why are you scared? Mr. Locknet, I did not end up getting the Spider-Man 2099. Nope. Did not. Can we ask VeVe to disable the sell button? These drops are killing my portfolio value. I mean, that's the thing. People like to see their value go up, 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 right? But it's just an ebb and flow of the market. Every market doesn't just go up forever, right? Kind of comes back down, retraces a little bit before it goes back up again. Why would the new play to earn game use old NFTs to play? Great question right here, Julius. Because the difference is, right, you can make, I guess, new characters, right? But they would just be random characters. There's no IP brand behind it. It doesn't even matter that these characters are quote unquote old because of the brands that are behind it, right? When you have Spider-Man, when you have, say, Batman drops is like a DC Mighty one day or something like that. I don't think they will, but let's just stick with the Marvel brands. If they drop a FA Hulk, right? FA Wolverine, you've already seen Spider-Man, right? Doom, Green Goblin. Doesn't matter that these will be quote unquote old by the time the game comes out. If there is a game either on VeVe on a different platform, who knows, right? Maybe we're able to send these Mighties to the different platform to play the game. Maybe it's a game that Marvel's created. I have a feeling it'll probably just be on VeVe, but we'll see one day if that develops or not. And I think it's because, like I said, it doesn't matter that these will be quote unquote old. I'd rather use an old Spider-Man as opposed to a new random generated character that's kind of made up, if that makes sense. Yeah, Todd reached 15K. Yeah, Brendan, I think that's an easy 5K collectible right there, too. At Secret Rare Spider-Man 2029. 2099, I mean. Didn't Todd hit 25K, or was I dreaming? I don't think it hit 25K. Maybe it hit like 19K. Maybe just below 20, but I don't think it hit 25K. I think it was more so around 15 to 19. My strategy for this drop, GM, is the same strategy that I always do. I've been striking out on these comics, though. I haven't been doing as well in comics, so we'll see if that can change or not. We got 35 minutes to the drop. What's going on, Meiji, I think is how I said it. I'm going to hodl this one. Comics and Crypto gave it a hodl. I do think this is a pretty good comic. Maybe it's a long-term hodl, but I think the first appearance of Falcon is a pretty big deal. Stan Lee's the writer of it. I'm a big fan of any comic book that's written by Stan Lee. I think it'll definitely do well. And I think we're going to see the Falcon more and more over in the future, and more movies. Johnny the Bot Dunn. Let's go. And Dark Crystal. Yeah, I think VeVe's going to have everything one day. That's kind of the struggle right now, is trying to determine, which duplicates, if you have duplicates or if you don't have duplicates, which collectibles do you let go for some of these future drops that you may think are coming? Because a lot of these are still going to go up in value. Wow, as I typed that, I just flipped 85 Ghost Spider. I got for 550 for 8.99. 85. Okay, like the mint number. That's awesome then, man. John Babu. So an 85 mint number, a sub 100. He bought it for 550 and he just flipped it for 8.99. Let's go. A couple $100 come up right there. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. I mean, Ghost Spidey, I think, one, it looks awesome aesthetic wise, and two, I think it's going to be more popular as the future goes on. Yep, I will be going for the drop at 3 p.m. It's the first ever paint of stamps, so hopefully I'm able to get it. It is $120, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive for people. If you feel like you can't afford that, then don't feel like you absolutely have to. I think it could do well long term. Short term, I'm not sure how it's going to do. If it does amazing, if it does amazing in the short term, I'd be kind of surprised, but we're kind of in new territory right now, uncharted territory. It's a new era. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out. Let's actually look at the details. I'm not positive on the edition counts on these. I think it's pretty limited. I'm pretty positive the rarest one only has 888 editions. So if so, that's going to be a pretty valuable piece right there. Yeah, let's look at it. So the details for later today, we have a 3 p.m. drop. It's the paint of stamps. It's the same zodiac animals that just got dropped individually, but this time there's 20 of them all together, I believe. Yep, 20 of them. So the Year of the Tiger is the rare. It's $120. All of them are $120. It's a blind box for 3 of them. 1,888 editions. So less than 2,000 editions for that. It's a rare. We have the ultra rare, 1,688 editions. Year of the Ox. Wow, look at that. Only 200 less. The rare Year of the Tiger is 1,888 editions, and the ultra rare Year of the Ox is 1,688. So right away, again, out of these two, I'm still liking the Year of the Tiger. I'm hoping I get that one. And then Year of the Rat, secret rare, 888 editions. Wow, this is going to be very valuable. I hope I get the secret rare or just the rare. I'd be happy with either of them, but I think that's going to be a pretty expensive set. I mean, David knows his stamps, so there's a reason why they're pretty expensive, I feel like. Or maybe VeVe's just kind of testing things out. I think David knows his stamps pretty well, so I think he knows that these are pretty important. If David lists them at 120, I would have to imagine that they're going to be pretty valuable. Comics resale price. Send me back said thoughts. Let's go back to his question. He said, I have 2 of R2-D2, 7K each. I want to sell one of them to complete the set, one of the Golden Moment sets that I'm missing, C-3PO and Green Goblin and Spidey. Ooh. I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, you're completing that set. You're getting a C-3PO Golden Moment. You have to be okay with R2-D2, probably doubling. So, which is not bad because, I mean, if you really want that Green Goblin and the Spidey 2099, that secret rare could get out of reach by the time R2-D2 doubles. I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen, though. I'm a big fan of R2-D2. I think the first Star Wars set is going to go crazy. Especially, I mean, we already know that Darth Vader is going to be here one day, Luke Skywalker, all the Star Wars characters. So, but you are completing that set, which I like a lot. So, you getting that full set, this is going to come down to if you're in it for collecting or strictly ROI investing. Because if you go for investing ROI, I would say maybe it's better to keep the duplicate R2-D2 and then sell it off when it gets to, 15, maybe 20K, at least 10K I see going to. But if you're in for more so collecting and you just want to build a better collection, bigger collection, then I think going that Spidey 99 and completing that one with completing the Star Wars set, because it's not like you're just getting rid of that R2-D2 golden moment just for the Marvel Mighties. You're also getting another golden moment, a huge one, C-3PO, to finish that Star Wars set. I don't think it's a bad one right there. There's not many of the pains, not many at all. Comics resale price, I think this one's going to do better than the last comic that just dropped. Let's see the market just closed, I think. Yep, market just closed. I was going to see the prices of the last comic that just dropped. Unfortunate. I think the comic price is probably around 15, 20 bucks, I want to say, for the last comic book that just dropped. If anybody knows the exact amount, that'd be great in the chat. But I think it's about 15, 20 bucks. This one I definitely seen a little bit more. I see the comic probably going for more than 15 or 20. I don't know the exact amount, but I will say more than that right away. When Omi to NFT and when IMX, Crypto Dizzy. Shout out to you, brother, for joining in today. So Omi to NFT should be coming #soon. I say soon just because we don't know the timetable. We do know it's coming around the corner. Around the corner, I think, is the new soon. So IMX, it's still being worked on. I'm not sure what's going on with the transfer. I think it's just taking a little bit longer than expected. Everything's probably done on the VeVe side, though. What's going on, Getsy? Good morning. Good luck, VeVe Pioneers. Jake Kill in the building. Let's go. Pulled the trigger on R2 last night. Golden moment set complete. Let's go. I think those golden moments are going to be huge. Shout out to you, Getsy, for finishing that set, finishing the golden moment set. That's such a big achievement. Shout out to anybody who has the set completed. And shout out to anybody who just even has one of those golden moments. I think just having one, you're going to look back probably a year from now. I think they're going to do something special on the Disney anniversary. I'm not sure if it was December or November when the Disney Golden Moments got released. If anybody knows, I think it was maybe late November. Somebody said that last time. But I have a feeling they're probably not going to do any kind of utility or surprises before a year anniversary. They're going to want to make sure that the people who have those moments are collectors. They're not just trying to flip it for the utility that gets announced or whatever the case may be. They want to make sure the people who have those actually love them and they're actually in collectors' hands at that point. So I'm kind of anticipating, I'm going to guess, make a prediction that some kind of utility or some kind of airdrop may happen when the anniversary of those golden moments got dropped. If that happens, you can bet I'm going to clip this. But we'll see what happens. That's just kind of my thinking because, like I said, I don't think Disney's going to want to just give it to anybody. They're going to want to make sure that the collectors and fans of Disney have those golden moments. It gives people a whole year to get them who haven't, and it gives people a whole year to flip them and get rid of them, those who don't really love Disney collectibles. So I think some kind of airdrop or utility may get announced, maybe like an anniversary type thing on the celebration when that got announced. Bro, will we be able to withdraw gems? Yes. So your username is trust the process. So this is what you got to do. You got to trust the process. You got to think too, if you're having any kind of doubt, Disney is not going to partner with a scam, right? I mean, they just won't. They have lawyers out the wazoo, right? They have so many lawyers. They got so many people. They vetted the VeVe team, the Komi team. They're going to want to make sure that their IPs, these collectibles that have their famous IPs, Walt Disney, right? Mickey Mouse. They're going to want to make sure that they're with a company they trust for the long term. They're not going to just trust the Komi with their entire portfolio of IP, which is just mind-blowing to think about, just to capitalize on a quick, year of the buzzword NFT for a year or two. Like Disney wouldn't do that. That's what can make you have so much confidence that we will be able to turn these gems into US dollars or whatever currency your country has at that point. It's just something that they have to wait for. With all these legal issues and everything, they want to make sure they're taking their time, everything's done the right way. They don't want to rush anything because they know what they have. When you have something this big, you're just making sure you're dotting all your I's, crossing all your T's. You know, you're building the foundation basically. And that money transmitter license usually takes 4 years, 3 to 4 years. Coinbase, it took them 2 years. If anybody got on Coinbase as soon as it got launched, like a couple years ago, probably a handful of years ago now, when that first got launched, the first 2 years, people couldn't withdraw because you have to wait for what's called the money transmitter license. You have to wait until the MTL gets there. And it is here now. I believe it's just being rolled out in small groups. You know, they're testing it. It's like basically in beta phase. So it will get to everybody eventually. But it's also a blessing that we haven't really been able to cash out, because think of how many people probably would have profited on some collectibles, some NFTs early this summer, cash out the position, and then look what the market's at today, right? If you guys are just joining and you guys don't know what the market was in the summer, Top Batman was probably about $400 for the longest time. And before that, it wouldn't even sell out of the store. Think about this. There are 7,500 total Todd Batmans, right? Edition count. When I joined March 1st, there were 6,000 Todd Batmans in stock, in store for retail. So from October 2020, November, December, January, February, March, for 5 months, Todd Batman, 6,000 of them stayed in stock, in store for $80. Think about that. And then you just fast forward. Like, people are saying there's too many editions, it'll never sell out. Finally sold out. It was probably only a couple $100 at the time, for months too. This summer got up to maybe like $600, went back down to 400, went up to like 900, came back down to like 500-600. So to think that it's, you know, 10,000, 11,000, and most people just come into the market, that's just what they see, right? Which I still think is completely undervalued. I think Todd Batman's easily going to hit 100K. But just to show you that things can change quick. You may feel like the market's crashed or whatever the case may be. You might have joined a couple weeks ago, see the small little dip, but just realize it's an ebb and flow. You know, things don't just go up forever. They may have a little peak. They come back down a little bit, but here's the difference. When they come back down a little bit, the floors are set higher than previously. So it's always going to come back down a little bit. Try to find that the bottom. That's usually an opportunity to get back in. Then they go back up. Then they come back down a little bit, but higher than before. So that's the ebb and flow of the market. It's just like any other market. Appreciate that. Trust the process big time. James feeling in the building. Will you buy live? Yep. So I do the stream so I can show you guys how I buy them. I buy them live. Let's go, JD, the man of the hour. Let's go. Punch in the building. And again, guys, for anyone tuning in today, right now, we do have a giveaway later today. It's going to be at least the comic book, and hopefully we're going to have an Omi giveaway as well. Maybe 2 comic book drops and an Omi giveaway, but at least 1 comic book drop, and hopefully an Omi giveaway. How we're going to do that, shout out to my guy, Rickard Broma. Not sure if you're tuned in today or not, but because of the gas fees and Omi and everything, also shout out to my guy, Ian, because he's the one that really reminded me about the gas fees and everything. Essentially, Crypto is his YouTube name. So if you guys aren't tuned in, he makes YouTube content. So make sure you guys follow him. And he reminded me that we're on Ethereum again. So the gas fees for sending Omi to wallet can be a little bit higher than before. So I think when I pick the winner for this Omi giveaway, I think I'm just going to have you send me your wallet address, and then I'm going to send it to Rickard Broma, and then he'll send you the Omi. Instead of him sending it to me and then I send it to you, we'd probably just waste a lot of Omi that way and gas fees. So I think that's how I'm going to do the Omi giveaway. Drop a like, cost anything. Z Brito, how we doing? How we doing, fam? Are you allowed to use 2 accounts on 2 phones in a house on VeVe? My brother on the drop too. Excuse me. Are you allowed to use 2 accounts on 2 phones? Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So if you mean like you're on the same Wi-Fi? Yeah, so you and your brother can definitely do the drop together in the same house for sure. On 2 different phones. I mean, that actually, yeah, you can definitely do that. I'm not sure if it's going to hurt your internet or not just because two people are using the same Wi-Fi, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it should be fine. Yeah, Crypto Dizzy, this is an interesting one because the edition count is a big difference. And I think Green Goblin is an iconic character. Like, even I know how big Green Goblin is. So that's when I knew how big, Green Goblin's going to be. Because when I know about these characters, I'm not your expert on all these superheroes, so I don't know everything. But when I know somebody, that tells me that it's a standout character. So I knew Green Goblin. I knew that's a big deal. But uncommon Steamboat Mickey. Steamboat Mickey is going to be legendary. Steamboat Mickey is the first appearance of Mickey Mouse in real life. And that's the first ever series of the NFT, the Mickey Mouse NFT collection. So you can bet Mickey Mouse NFT collection series 2, series 3, series 4, series 5 is on its way. Just a matter of time. Maybe some of those series are Mickey in color, Mickey with the hat. So I think having Steamboat Mickey, no matter what the edition count is going to be huge. I think they made the edition count a lot bigger because they knew the popularity was going to be huge. As much as I love Green Goblin, it'd be hard for me to tell you to flip Steamboat Mickey for Green Goblin. This drop is going to be massive. Probably missed ultra rare. Probably missed your thoughts. What you think? So, Izarium, do you mean the comic book or the stamp drop? Because right now we have the comic book drop happen in 18 minutes. And then the stamp pain, the pain of stamps dropping later today. So I think the stamp drop will be pretty big. I think this comic book will do well. I'm not sure if this is going to be a massive comic book drop. Dolan, appreciate you for tuning in today. I think the comics will definitely be worth more than the last comic book drop that just happened. I think FA of the Falcon will do well. I think this Secret Rare, it's definitely going to be more expensive than the last Secret Rare that dropped. I think the last Secret Rare is down to like $400 or $500 maybe, if I'm wrong. Maybe $500-600. I think this one will probably be closer to 1K, if not over it. Now, I'm not positive on that, but this comic book should do a little bit better than the last few. This is probably a more important one. Let's go. Punch got the stamp set today, so no worries. Patience is key. Facts. And that's what we see a lot of times with these not so big IP iconic drops. Tends to be a lot of hype right away, and then they dip back down for a moment. And then that's usually the opportunity to accumulate before they go back up. Shout out to NFT Jeremy. He put out a good tweet the other day. He talked about how it's not the time to panic sell right now. It's usually, when the market dips like this is the accumulation period. This is where, a lot of people that do stack up a lot of these gems, they're going around the marketplace and they're picking up a lot of these deals on sale. So just some things to think about. Got Mickey Sat and Wally, sold Wally, and should have sold Hat to purchase R2. Just going to hold it till it's 1000X now. Drop date on the Hat, drop November 8th. Okay, so November. Okay, so that week of November right there. The Hat was a couple days later, I think, right? It probably happened like Friday, maybe. Or I'm sorry. Might have started like the 6th, Saturday. That's the week I think they're going to probably do some kind of anniversary airdrop or announce utility with these golden moments. I think they're going to reward collectors that way. You could probably expect this sometime in November next year. Punch said, think about this. Only 1750 will be able to complete the first set on VeVe. I partnered up with my friend to make this happen. So first set is complete is huge. Wow, let me know. Amazing job. I don't know how you partnered up with your buddy to make it happen. I guess you split the cost so you guys like co-own it. That's interesting. I wonder if that's going to happen in the future with more people. As these prices get out of reach for more people, that's an interesting strategy right there, Punch. I do agree. And I actually would have to say this. I would think a lot less than even 1750 can complete that first set on VeVe, because when Rizzo got launched or got released, I should say, there wasn't many people on the app at all. Maybe just a couple hundred, if that, when it first got launched. And so from October to November, December, January is when we started to get a little bit more people. January to February, I think there was 5K people on the app total. From February to March, there was 10K people. Like March 1st, there's 10,000 people on the app. Just think about that. Wow, there's less than 10,000 people on that March 1st. So I know for a fact people have multiple Rizzos, right? Some people stacked up with handfuls of Rizzos. So technically, I would say even a lot less than 1750 can even complete that first set on VeVe. I would even go and say probably less than 1,500 people punch. Anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 people in the world can complete the first set on VeVe. Wow, just think about that. Whew, that's crazy right there. Absolutely, yeah, that's a big deal right there. JE saw this hilarious video of comics and crypto tribute to those who sold too early. If you guys haven't watched that, definitely go check that out. It probably won't make you feel bad. It'll make you realize that, you know, if you sold something too early, everybody's been in that boat, right? We've all sold things too early. Sometimes we've had to. Sometimes you look back and you say, oh my gosh, why did I sell that? Luckily for me, knock on wood, I haven't had too many of those moments. The things that I sold, I just reinvested to go back into bigger collectibles, and luckily that panned out. But everybody sold things too low, right? Like I had 6 or 7 Todd FA Batmans at one point. If I held that, that's like, right? Think about that. Each one's going for 11K. But luckily I was able to flip those into other NFTs that built the collection up even more. But just goes to show, I mean, it feels better, I think, for when people make a mistake, they sell something too early, to know that other people have made the same mistake. So definitely go watch that video on comics and crypto. YouTube, that's hilarious. Yeah, Junior Sanchez said definitely better for VeVe to give out MTL slowly to first members down to newer members, only a few members at a time, so the market does not have a major crash. Even though most people that want to cash out, already have the gems on the side. Basically, people want to cash out. Sure, you probably have the gem on the side already. Yeah, I don't think too many people are going to just completely remove their position. Now, maybe I'm wrong on that, and maybe it does happen, but I don't see that happening because people understand that. Okay, look at the prices where they're at right now, right? And people always say, oh, when people can cash out, finally, there's going to be a crash. Well, just think of the logic of that, right? Right now, people love OpenSea because it's liquidable, because you can withdraw, because you can cash out. And there is no crash that just happened. I think a crash may happen once people realize that they're fans of these NFTs with iconic brands that are tied behind them. Then maybe there's a crash that can happen. But just think of the logic that people say there's a crash because people can withdraw. People can withdraw on OpenSea, and that's why they love it. People aren't afraid to put money in because they can withdraw it right back out. Once that happens with VeVe, all the people that have hundreds of thousands, millions of gems, or millions of dollars on the side, they won't be afraid to put it in because they can just withdraw it right back out. Right now, it's like you can only put money in that you don't need to take right back out. So that limits so much money. As many people, are going to cash out a few items here and there, there's going to be that many more people for the first time willing to come in and take those discounted prices. So it's just an interesting to think about. Harvey, thanks. You are building up this 55-year-old into NFTs. I didn't know about it till 3 weeks ago. The way my 401k is crashing, this is my future. Screw gold. Let's go, Harvey. That's amazing to hear, man. And absolutely, I look at this as the same transition in life when physical CDs transitioned into digital streaming music. There was a huge, in the whole world, huge kind of fence up in people's mindset. They were against that, right? People thought it was a fad. People thought it wasn't going to last. People are like, digital music streaming, I want a physical CD that's tangible. I can touch. That was the same thing that's happening right now. Physical collectibles are now transitioning into digital collectibles, into collections where you can take on the go. If I had, my favorite music collection, right? If I have my favorite music collection in CDs, physical CDs, they'd probably be stacked this high. I would need cases for them and all that. I couldn't carry them around. If I had that same music collection digitally, I can have unlimited music in my phone, take it on the go. Maybe I take a road trip to Texas, to Cali. I can take all my music with me. I don't need a whole CD case to carry them all. And the same thing that's happening right now with NFTs, with digital collectibles. When that first shift happened from physical CDs into music or into digital streaming, it was like the wild, wild west, right? We had LimeWire. If you guys remember the old days with LimeWire, Napster, it was the wild, wild west. Yeah, you had some music on there, but you had everything, right? It was ridiculous. So what happened was it got regulated, and then it turned into premium licensed music collections, iTunes, Apple Music, and therefore all the wild, wild west kind of got eliminated. It got more structure, got more professional, and that's what's happening with NFTs. You took physical collectibles, you make them digital collectibles, take them on the go, and it's the wild, wild west right now. It's the LimeWire era of NFTs. Everything is on OpenSea, right? There's some good collectibles, there's some good things on there, great artist collectibles, but then you got everything. It's a swamp of everything on there. So I think that's going to get regulated eventually one day, and it's going to turn into premium licensed digital collectibles, licensed by the biggest brands in the world. And that's what VeVe is. VeVe is like iTunes, Apple Music. So that's amazing to see, Harvey, that, you know, you're someone who's getting into NFTs right now. Such a new space. If you have kids, they're going to be all into digital collectibles because it turns everyone into a collector. People see my Batman, see me on VeVe, and they say, well, I'm not a collector. I didn't think I was either. VeVe turns people into collectors. It brings that out in you. David's always talked about how everyone's been a collector, even from the Stone Ages, right? People would collect rocks. So having that iPhone now allows everybody to be a collector. It brings out the collector in everyone around the world. So I do think this is the next revolution for sure. Yeah, December is terrible luck right there. So one thing I like to do, if the stamps were like down to $25 floor, $25 for the floor, and I'm not able to click buy now, it keeps saying it's sold out. The only way I can get around that is scrolling down a little bit and maybe paying, if it was 25 gems, maybe I have to pay 30 gems or 35 gems. And that's the only way I feel like you can get around it, because it is frustrating trying to buy that right in the market. It says it's sold out at the floor. So it may be too expensive at that point if you scroll down too far. But if you really want that stamp or that collectible or comic, that's pretty much the only way you're going to be able to lock it in, unfortunately. Sometimes what I like to do too, if you have a little bit more gems and you're going for a low mint, just filter the marketplace by low edition first. And then you can just keep going through, and once in a while you'll see a collectible pop up that's a low mint near the floor price, and you can just boom, click it right away. Usually a little bit faster than sitting on that floor price when it's filtered from the lowest to the highest of the price. That's if you're going to try to snipe some low mints. Keep the Steamboat, yeah. Falcon FA drop. Ooh, I feel like it's comparable to Amazing Spider-Man 3. That's interesting. I'm not too sure on that, to be honest. We got 6 minutes and 48 seconds to drop. Do we know how many people go for these drops? Yeah, we actually kind of do clockwise. We don't have an updated amount just yet, but in the last AMA, I think the Ecomi team has put out a statement about how many people are active on the drops. It's not updated yet. So I think they said during the Disney drops, when that first Disney moments happened, we had over 400,000 people on the app during the drop time. So I'm sure it probably dipped a little bit and then came back up. It rose back up as a little bit of a user growth happened. I mean, we're getting 20 to 40,000 new users a day, 1.5 million active users monthly. So I would say probably anywhere from probably 300 to 500,000 people on the app on the drop day, clicking that buy now at the same time. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Dumb Thing Science, good luck, bro. Good luck to you as well. We got 5 minutes left to the drop. You think with the amount of drops, the market's going to be too saturated soon? What's your plan as this happens? Stick to the blue chips? Getsy hit the nail on the head right here. He said, collect what you love. You won't go wrong with that. And that's a huge point to focus on right now. If you collect what you love, you know, you won't be disappointed when the prices dip. You won't be getting things just based on the value or just based on the price. So it's definitely important to focus on things that you love. Also, I'm not sure if it's going to be saturated soon. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more to choose from. Eventually, we're going to have drops almost every single day. But I think it's going to show you that how many people they plan to bring on to VeVe. Everybody is a fan of something. And so VeVe is going to have something for everyone. I think the safe bet is to stick to the, you know, the higher blue chips, just because they're going to be most popular. More people are going to want them, like the Superman, the Spider-Man, the Batman. Majority of people are going to want them as opposed to maybe a little niche item, you know? But if you love that niche item, there's nothing wrong with getting that either, because that's going to satisfy you and you won't even want to really sell that probably. So Jake Deadman, bro, please help. Hi from England. Has Ascendex changed the coins to ETH yet? I can't see if it has. Can anybody help him out in the chat? I'm not familiar with Ascendex, so I really can't even say yes or no or I think so. I have no idea about Ascendex. I know if you follow the Akomi Twitter, they did put out a tweet about that a little bit ago, the VeVe and Akomi Twitter. So make sure you follow that, Jake, and try to look through their last tweets. And they did tweet something out about Ascendex. Not sure what exactly it was. I joined March 13th, got one tied, and he sold out a few days later. Wow, Jay Kill. How insane is that, right? You joined at the perfect time right there, my man. I don't have a Rizzo, but I have everything else. So this is a genius move, especially the Rizzo is a sub 280 mint. You are right, much less. Yeah, absolutely, Punch. I think Rizzo is going to be iconic. It's going to be one of those collectibles that people just dream of having. I so wish I grabbed the second one, man. I could have easily have grabbed the second one at like 3K, but I didn't. That's probably one that I'm going to regret big time, not getting a second Rizzo, because my whole goal was to get a second first ever Batman set. So I could eventually let one go for like big money, but because I only have one of those sets, I just got to keep it. I'll profit passive income that way from it. But my first day, I bought a Jim Lee and a Joe Matt and the Todd all at retail. Jake Kill, that's amazing. Do you still have those collectibles? Because being the original owner, I think will be big on those, especially you know, FA Joker. I'm surprised that's not higher than it is, and I'm surprised FA Harley Quinn isn't right behind it. It's like half of what FA Joker is, which blows my mind. And Joe Matt, I think, is one of my top collectibles. I think you can still buy Omi on Bit4X. I would say, yeah, I'm pretty sure you still can. Yeah, 6 Todds. Yep. See, Rios. What up, Johnny? How we doing, fam? Yeah, so Rizzo is one of the first collectibles that was already sold out. But let me tell you what the price was. There's only a few collectibles that were already sold out. Rizzo is one of them. I think Harley Quinn from that Red and Black series, that ultra rare, was one of them already. Even Ritmo was sold out already. So I think, yeah, Ritmo was already sold out. But I could have bought as many Metallos as I wanted. Like crazy. I could have bought as many Amanda Batmans as I wanted. Many FA Jokers. I did go ham on the FA Jokers. But Rizzo was only $500 in the marketplace. Can you guys believe that? But at that time, people were looking at it like, I'm not spending $500. But Rizzo was $500 in the marketplace. I bought my Starfire for $83 in the marketplace. That had just sold out too. As soon as I was ready to buy it, sold out. And I was like, you know what? Let me test out this market thing. And I bought a Starfire for $83. And then that day or that night, the market closed for like a month. That was my first and last purchase in the market. Yeah, I think posters will have their day too. So we got a minute left to the drop. I will record this one soon. A little coffee gate action. Shout out to everybody in the chat today. You know, good luck, everybody. 45 seconds. I'll start recording now. All right, guys, another blind box. Taps, if you're watching, hopefully if you backed out, you come back in with plenty of time. I got 32 seconds left on my timer. I'm going to keep backing out, come back in. 29 seconds. 25 seconds. Oh, man. Good luck, everybody. I'm nervous for this one. Backing out one more time. All right, 14. One more time. I didn't like the way the timer was looking on that one. 8 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. I might have gotten it. Nope. Oh my God. Nope. No luck. I can't get these comics anymore. I've been striking out big time on the comics. So I'm just going to stay on this page. Again, guys, if you did not get it and you want to go for a rebound, stay on this page and just hit buy now every 4 minutes. Let's go over the film. See what I did wrong today. Maybe I started the film too early. Oh. All right, so it's 25 seconds. Focus up. Yeah, come on. Oh. Trying to get it to focus up, guys. Sorry. So we got 10 seconds. Backed out. At 8 seconds. Man, I thought I had that pretty good right there. Oh, man. See, like, that was pretty good. I don't know if I can get any closer to that. One more time. I'll show you guys. I want it to focus up so you can really see it, but it's not letting me. There we go. Nope. Nope. Maybe just a hair too late, but man, I don't know. That was close. But no luck for me. I will try to go for a rebound in a couple more minutes. Let's go, Miss Rose. Hopefully you got one today. I'm pretty behind on these chats, so let me just try to catch up. I remember $500 Rizzo. Oh my gosh. Let's go, Isaac. Is this your second day in a row? Pasmanian got one. Let's go. Miss Rose took an L. Dang. Punch is 11 losses in a row now. Hard to get comics with that price of entry. You think it's too low of a price of entry? You think just too many people are going for it? Is that what you're saying? Watching a film like the baseball day. Got to. Jackal got a dub. Let's go. So far, a few people got dubs. Oh, man. Reslone's still struggling. Jezleg got one. That's like 4 or 5 now. Shooter got one. Let's go. Kelvin's on the struggle train right now. A lot of people on the struggle train. VeVe Las Vegas on the struggle train. Wow, no, he got one in the streets. Let's go. That's like 6 people so far. Comics just impossible. Yeah, I agree. I can't get comics anymore. Yep. 4-minute rebound should be coming up any second now. It's 11:03 where I am. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to try to time it right when it hits 11:04 for me. Maybe that's a little bit late. Maybe you do have to hit it like a second. Usually I'm not this intense on rebounds, but since I missed, I feel like I still got to get one. Wow, nope. I thought it just tricked me out. I thought I was really going to get one right there. Shout out to anyone who just got one on the 4-minute rebound. George got one. Let's go. They will change the drop system punch, but they didn't say it's coming until about like February, maybe March at like the latest. I'm thinking sometime in February, maybe late February. We don't have too much time with this drop system, guys. So if you guys are struggling like a couple L's here, just realize seems suspect that you get one now, Pass. That's hilarious. It's like we don't get these drops so often now. It's like once you get one, it's like, wait, is this real? Yeah, Troy Toby is getting real tough. Choo choo. Yep, I agree. Comics used to be the easiest, and now they're the hardest. I feel like the timer on the comics, maybe, I think Kane mentioned that. Maybe he's right. Maybe the timer is like different or wrong. Because I felt like for me, that's why I backed out with like 10 seconds ago. Because when I came in, there's like 15 seconds left. It felt like it wasn't the right time. I backed out because I felt like it stayed on 15 seconds a little bit too long there. I felt like maybe it's off or something. So 1 0 click. Maybe just a millisecond. That freeze right there. Thought I had it though. Thought I had it. It's all right. Let's go. So you got the 4-minute rebound. Let's go. I knew somebody had to get it. Somebody stole it from me. Felt like I was about to get it too. Yup, 8-minute rebound. You already know. Wow, Calvin got a 4-minute rebound too. You never get a drop. Well, Ukin produce. I guess that's probably what it stands for. Ukin produce. If you tune into the drop that happens later today at 3 p.m., if you strike out on that pane of stamps drop, I will be doing a giveaway. Maybe you win the giveaway. We'll see how many people tune in. We got 100 people on the live right now. So if all 100 people tune in at 3 p.m. drop, the giveaway may get hard. But we also may have an Omi giveaway too. So 10,000 Omi, I mean, that could easily be over $10,000 one day. So yeah, December. I don't know what's going on. You got to be able to hit one soon. I think December is probably on the coldest cold streak there ever was. Willow's up there too now, though. Willow kid's got to be up there. Shout out to my guy Willow. He's due for a big one. Kelvin's now 1 for 13. I am going to be going for the Dragons tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to pick one up in the aftermarket. I was thinking about it because I really, really like the red and gold and the all gold one. I love those so much. For some reason, I love the colors red and gold together. They just hit. I don't know what it is, but I love those two together. I know the Dragons may not be the most sought after popular wise, but I think the physical ones do go for a couple $1,000 possibly. I think it's different color variation. It's looking like some kind of crystal that was about 3K I saw. So I think they could do well because anything that looks amazing and it's artistic, I think the high rollers, the guys with the big budgets, they will want some high class art in their showrooms. But it's always going to be interesting to see how these artistic collectibles do. Once VeVe starts rolling out their 101 artwork, that's going to go insane, I think, too. First time here. Hi, guys. Hey, what's going on, Calvin Martin? How we doing? Did you guys get one today? Not sure if you got one, Calvin. If you didn't, are you going for the Paint of Stamps drop at 3 p.m. today? Gotta love my alarm vibrating when I have my sound on and not waking me up for drops. Makes no sense. Worked at 9:45, but wanted to vibrate at 9:55. Wow. Anna saying, how do you do the rebound? Great question here, Hannah. Or Anna, not Hannah. So, again, it's so important to where this is the drop screen. This is the screen that I was on to try to get the drop as the timer went down to 0. I was unsuccessful, so I just stayed on the screen. If you back out from the screen and try to come back in, the buy now button will not be clickable. It's going to be really hard to try to go back and come back in and have the buy now button clickable. So stay on the screen, don't exit out. And now every 4 minutes. So I just missed the 11:08. Shout out to everybody who went for that one. I got distracted. So it's 11:09. You can see on my phone right there. I'm going to have to wait until 11:12 happens. And then as soon as 11:12 hits, I'll go to click buy now. Imagine if I just got one right there. But it seems like for whatever reason, every 4 minutes after the drop, you're able to click buy now. And then randomly, you may get lucky and you may get a quote-unquote rebound. We call it a rebound just because it's an extra try to get it. Kind of like in basketball where someone misses it and you get an extra try. It's called a rebound. So, bro, I actually put the Ethernet cable on my phone hoping I get it and still didn't. Yeah, Ethernet cable is interesting, Robin. I used to use one. I felt like it helped a little bit, but then I started missing with the Ethernet cable and I was like, you know what? Maybe it is just all in my mind and it's not like a real thing. You would think it's kind of real though, just because, I mean, I used to play video games a lot. And so anytime I play Madden Online or Call of Duty or anything like that, if you didn't have the Ethernet cable with your online connection, I mean, I'm sure you had friends who play video games with their connection always lagging. Kind of like how in this live stream, it kind of just lags a little bit. I felt like using that Ethernet cable would prevent that and it would help with the drops, but I've been crushing the drops without the Ethernet cable. So it makes me not want to go back. I have gone back to it once in a while and tried and I didn't have success. So I don't even use one anymore. But the comics, I seem like I can't hit on the comics. Ever since the comic book arc, the part 1 through 6, I got 50% of those. I got 3 out of 6 of those. And then all the comics I don't think I've hit ever since. Oh, wow. Saggy Dot. Yeah, he was like 90%, he said, on almost all the drops. And he's only hit 2 this whole year. So it always, it's hit or miss. Yep. So the giveaway is definitely going to be at 3 p.m. that drop time. I will be streaming again today. No rebounds for Miss Rose today. Can't hit them all. Can't hit them all. You got to strike out once in a while. Can we find out if this is true? Tom Brady announcing his retirement. I heard possibly he may not. Supposedly the media leaked it early and he's pissed off that he didn't get to announce it. Not sure how much truth that is to it. Shout out to Tom. If you ever watch this, you're the GOAT. Would love to see you keep playing football for another year, my man. I love Tom Brady for so many different reasons. I mean, people love to hate on him, but you got to think, he was the underdog. He just carries a chip on his shoulder for being the last pick in the NFL. People don't realize that. If I told you that Tom Brady was the last pick in the NFL, the very, very, very last pick, it's hard to believe, right? Because anybody who watches football now, I mean, you see him win every Super Bowl. That's the chip on his shoulder, right? Because he's trying to prove everybody wrong. Like, he's looking at every other team out there saying, like, you picked him over me? You picked him over me? He was the last pick in the draft. So every year he's got something to prove. He's looking at all these teams like, you missed out on me. So I love that about Tom Brady so much. So I want to see him win every Super Bowl. I am going to go for a lunar drop. Absolutely. Yep. I think this one's going to do well. I think this one will do well. Now, a lot of people probably don't think it's going to do well just because it's $120 paint of stamps, right? It doesn't seem like that important for most people. But I think that this is going to have more importance. This is going to be more valuable for people who may not even have found the VeVe app just yet. When different cultures really find VeVe and really get into it, I think that's when the significance of these stamps are going to start to shine. So I like them personally, so I got the full set. I missed a 12-minute rebound again, so I don't really care about the rebounds. I'd rather just be talking with you guys. Double in the 8-minute. Let's go. I'm not sure on this one, Meow. You may have to hit it like on 59 seconds. So if you have a timer out like that, I mean, that may be a good thing to do. I usually just wait till right at the 4-minute, but I haven't hit one in a while, so maybe I'm not doing it right. Robin J, I would definitely not use an auto clicker, just because auto clickers are illegal. Like that's quote unquote technically a bot. Even for the rebounds, even for the marketplace, anytime you're clicking on anything that's not your actual natural or alien finger, then that's definitely not legal. Definitely would suggest you not continue to use the auto clicker. And I definitely, yeah, it's just not good. Especially leaving a comment on on a VVOG's YouTube channel. It just makes me laugh, honestly. I know you probably didn't mean anything bad by that, but just letting you know, don't use auto clickers. I just find that funny when it happens. Like someone yesterday on the live stream was saying that what was he saying? Does anybody remember? He's in Discord and he has like bots or something like that. I was like, well, I'm just gonna leave this comment up here because he just gave his information. I was like, well, people are wild sometimes. How many rebounds are there? Only 3. Nope. So I believe the rebounds keep going up until the market opens. I've heard people getting rebounds at like the 25-minute mark, the 26-minute mark. Usually that market opens every 30 minutes after the, not every 30 minutes, but 30 minutes after the drop happens. Sometimes we obviously see the market gets delayed a little bit. I would like to see them open it once everybody gets their collectible distributed. But again, this actually gives an advantage to all the experienced users, to where if you're just coming in new to VeVe and you try to just make a quick come up, you may just buy things in the market right after the drop. Probably going to get burned in the short term because, you know, you didn't learn anything. You didn't learn from the OGs who've been here for a while, who have that experience. It's the same thing in the stock market. I mean, people pay big money to talk to experienced people who know what they're doing. And I think the same thing will happen with this. I mean, a lot of times in the drops, we've always seen that unless it's a huge iconic character or a huge drop with super limited editions, most of the time in the drop, after it happens, the prices are high. It'll tend to dip as more and more collectibles get distributed to everybody, as more and more get put in the marketplace. But if you're new and you're just tuning in, you don't know that stuff. So definitely pays to have experience. Wow, got the 4-minute rebound on counting 57, 58, 59 press. Wow, this may be the new Rhythm Gate Omi player one. Let's go. So does that mean that you were counting the full minute? You were counting from 1, 2, all the way up? Or were you looking like at a time thing and just doing that at the very end? Ryan Romantech in the building. Let's go. Again, guys, Ryan Romantech, if you guys don't know, one of the best vault builders in the world. I'm going to go out there and say it on a limb. One of the best vault builders in the world from the Vaultaholics. I think he just made his YouTube channel a little bit ago. Ryan Romantech, go check him out if you want to see amazing showrooms. Puts a lot of his creations on the YouTube. I'm sure on Twitter too, so make sure you guys go follow Ryan Romantech on Twitter. It's so funny, every time I say your name, man, I butchered it for the longest time. I used to call it Ryan Romantic. But luckily, we got it all squared away now. Ryan Romantech. Oh, no, it's official. I got to go check it out. Man. Oh, no. Wow, so he is leaving the field. Man, that's an end of an era for sure. Maybe we're going to see a Tom Brady NFT collectible in 3D now on VeVe. Maybe he's going to dedicate all of his time and effort now to VeVe. I'm sure he's going to be huge in the crypto space, so I wouldn't put it past him, You can bet I'll be selling off a couple collectibles to get a Tom Brady 3D collectible. Battle player, hold or sell. I think if you get this comic book, I think it's a hold. I think this comic book will do well over time. It's the first appearance of the Falcon. I think Falcon's going to be more and more popular as the years go on in the future. He was 199. Yep. Crazy. You saw him play his rookie year and everybody wanted Bledsoe. Wow. Okay, yeah. He all right, not the last pick in the draft. He was 199. The auto clickers were recently nerfed. Yeah, I would say if you guys are using auto clickers or any kind of bot, anything that's not your finger, that's illegal. If you want to use some kind of tool, massage gun, I've seen clips of, like, obviously all that is illegal. Some of the things that people say on the chat literally makes me laugh. I think it was yesterday. Somebody wrote like their Discord name, and they said like, "Can I use?" Or I've been using. I think he said bots, or I've been using like 2 accounts on one. I don't know. He said something that I'm pretty sure was illegal. So I was like, well, if the VeVe team's watching this, which I'm pretty sure they do, I'll just leave this up here on the screen. I'm actually going to go back to my live streams the last couple of days and see if I can find it. I'm going to go look for a clip and try to find that because that was hilarious, actually. Is it true that we can get our account banned for buying gems off app? Yeah, I would say definitely don't buy gems off app. I mean, there's just too many things that can go wrong. You can get scammed. You know, I think it could be illegal too. I'm not positive on the rules on that. I would say don't take chances. You know, if you don't want to take chances with VeVe, or if you don't want to get your account restricted by VeVe, just don't take chances. Like, do everything that you're supposed to do. And plus, you can actually set the mold, and we can set trends for the whole entire community. If everyone in the community is trying to, you know, one up each other, you know, go get these gems for whatever the price is, you know, you're just going to keep the energy contagious, and other people are going to try that. I think it's huge if we can, as a community, you know, start to get on people. You know, don't be trying to cheat. Like, it's that simple. VeVe has spent and is probably going to continue to spend, I don't even know how much money, but I guarantee you they have multiple teams trying to find out and investigate everybody's account who's trying to take advantage of certain situations or whatever the case may be. If you're cheating, your Coma team is going to find it, and you're probably going to get restricted. So I would say if you have questions of what's legal, what's not, probably just don't do it. Autograph is pumping. Yeah, so I bet that is DraftKings. Let's go check that out. I haven't used this app in so long. I wish FanDuel had it. I actually don't have it up right now. I'm not going to bring it up. Yeah, that makes sense, Dr. Strange. Shout out to you, brother, for tuning in as well. He probably will focus on his NFT company, but I think we will get to the point where we may see a Tom Brady 3D collectible. Maybe not, but I think we will see. So gems, you're going to be able to convert your gems to whatever your country's currency is. Like, I live in the United States, so I'll be able to convert my gems to US dollars one day. And that is happening soon. We don't know exactly when the date's going to be, but you can bet that it will happen around the corner. The sniffles are back. You guys can tell, like, how long has it been on the live stream? It's probably been about an hour and a half. This time, I feel like every time I start to get all congested, which makes me think it is probably an event that's kind of on top of me. Yeah, see, I don't think here's the thing, right? If we do see a Tom Brady on VeVe, I do think that it would be the first appearance. And I say that because he obviously has his own NFT, right? It's on DraftKings, autograph.io. But this would be the first appearance of Tom Brady in 3D collectible form in premium digital format. There's never been another 3D collectible of Tom Brady in premium digital format. So I think that would be huge. It's not going to be the first appearance of Tom Brady on the blockchain, but I think it'll be, imagine a Tom Brady, right, in 3D collectible form. We'll probably have one on the Buccaneers throwing a pass, like, animated, right? Because I think the whole goal is to get people interactive, immersive. So kids are going to be, you know, catching TD passes from Tom Brady in augmented reality in their backyards. So I see that happening not just with Tom Brady, but a whole bunch of NFL quarterbacks probably. If it was Tom Brady, I could see the first one being like on the Bucks, or maybe not the first one, maybe the first one like a throwback on the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. Then the new one, like the second edition, second series, is on the Bucks. I hope they do one for like every Super Bowl. That would be wild. People who hate Tom Brady is probably hating me talk about Tom Brady right now. Wow, Madden 22, last appearance of Tom Brady. Hodl that game. Wow, is he really on the cover? I haven't even followed Madden in the longest time. I gotta check that out. Got ultra rare. Let's go. The ultra rare comic. That's awesome. Just listen to my Brady. How much did he pump? What's the prices on that going for right now? I definitely see that one probably pumping. Yeah, it makes sense. Interesting how the news can do that, right? I mean, look at Jeter. Jeter's retired how long ago? And his collectible, his NFT is like nothing. So rebounds go for the entire time up until the market opens. Up 20%. Wow. Harsh said rebounds are so dumb. Yeah, rebounds will make you feel like they don't exist. Rebounds will make you feel like you're just wasting your time. There's no point until you get one. Once you get one, then you're gonna be like, rebounds are real. Let's go. Like, you'll be hyped. I did not get one today, Kim. Unfortunately, struck out today. If I got a third one in a row, I would have been ecstatic. I regularly lend gems to a friend. I hope not to appear suspicious. Well, I think it all depends. I think you can send gems to people. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you're, buying gems at a discounted rate off the app, selling gems off the app, like if you're doing stuff like that, I think you'll probably get flagged for suspicious activity. He won't cross-platform. He is now a publisher, not a licensee. He gets 80% versus 8%. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, up to 20%. Steve, it'll definitely be interesting to see how that plays out. Maybe he just refuses to go cross-platform. I have a feeling, though, as time moves on, people will start to maybe possibly go the trend of interoperability. We shall see. I mean, things are different, especially with the legality issues. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't want to go cross-platform. I have a feeling he will, but we'll just see. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Let's go, Joshua. You were struggling too, right? I think for a while you were saying yesterday or a couple of days ago, Joshua Tasato. He said, JD, first drop since December, pressed it perfectly, and the VeVe gods chose me for the drop. Let's go. See, that's what I think happens, right? I mean, how many editions were there today? 30,000? If there's 30,000 editions, right? Say there's 500,000 people in the app trying to go for this 30,000 edition drop. Think of how hard that is. At this point, there's going to be more than probably, say, 10,000 people that time it perfect, right? So if you time it absolutely perfect, like I kind of thought I did today. Maybe I was a slight bit late, but felt like I timed it as perfect as I could. It didn't choose me today. We randomly distributed it to someone else. If that's the case, if I timed it the same as everybody else, I don't think it's going to give it to me every time. It just can't, because that many people are timing it at the same time. At that point, it's probably like its own little queue system, and it just randomly sends it out to someone. So that's why I would say it's not going to be guaranteed. Like, nothing I say is like, this is how you automatically get a drop. But I think consistently wise, like if you consistently time it perfect, your chances are just going to be that much better, as opposed to, one day you time it perfect, you get mad, and then you never try it again. Well, you're not going to even have a chance. So Meow's been struggling on the comics. I never get to say this, but got the dub. How good of a feeling does that feel, Joshua, right? When you get the dub? No, Brady. It's a sad day. I was hoping he plays one more. Yo, Ryan, I do too, man. I did too. I really wish he played one more year. I think everybody watching NFL is going to really not regret, but just miss having Brady be in contending for another Super Bowl. No matter what team he goes to, right? He left the Pats, went to the Bucks. But we already know that the Bucks had a pretty solid team before him. They just needed that leader, right? They just needed the GOAT. They already had a great defense, but him coming to any team will really change the team's atmosphere for sure. Big fan of Brady and just what he represents. He represents someone who I can relate with so well. He represents someone who doesn't have the most talent in the world. He's not going to be able to throw the ball the hardest, the fastest, the furthest. He's not going to beat you in a race, right? He's not the fastest person in the world, but he just wills his way to win. And that's what I'm all about. That's what I've always been about, being that bulldog. If I get on the mound pitching, I'm not going to blow up by anybody throwing 83 miles an hour, but I'm going to find a way to get everybody out. It's just that simple. Sometimes it just takes a mentality to say, I'm going up against someone, everyone's watching, and I'm not losing. That's what it takes. How did your mate do today from your town? We all failed here. Let me ask him. He's one of my friends that I grew up with from my hometown. His name's Tyler Gear. Shout out to my guy, VeVe Chusk. If he hit today, I'm going to be pissed. I'm just kidding. He hits some drops sometimes, but lately, he's been struggling big time. He gets frustrated. Rightfully so, but I just put that out there on the Twitter to let you guys know. Like, one of my good friends that I grew up with, he lives in the same town as me. He probably has a newer phone than me, and he still strikes out all the time. So I don't think it's, necessarily that I live in Jersey like everybody thinks. I had to retweet him yesterday. So if you're watching my man, sorry, I had to retweet you for that one. But hey, let's go, Doctor Strange. Yeah, make sure you guys go sub to Ryan Romatech on YouTube. Thoughts on a 4-digit Sam Wilson price wise? Interesting. 4-digit one. I'm not too sure. Market should be open soon, so we should be able to find out. Like I said, I think this comic book will do a lot better than the last one that just dropped. I think it's a little bit more important, a little bit more valuable. I think I'm going to try spamming for the blind boxes one more time today. If it is an L again, time to switch the timing for the blind boxes. Solid strategy, Gio. Yeah, I'm not too sure how, like on these comic book blind boxes, does anybody spam and get successful with the spamming of the comic book blind boxes? Because some people say spamming doesn't work anymore. Some people say they do like spamming better. I've been struggling big time on the comics, though. Other than the first ever comic book arc series, I dominated that. I got 3 out of 6 somehow. But then I feel like I lost my mojo with the comics somehow. Luckily, the blind box on the collectibles, I've been killing it, so that's always great. Brady would smash that like button. Be like Brady. Appreciate you. Fun under the sun, big time. We need KYC ASAP. Yeah, Jay, I think KYC will help. But again, they're kind of afraid incorporating KYC because they don't want to have too much friction. They want people to be easily, being able to collect things. And then if you want to withdraw, or then if you want to cash out, then you have the KYC information. So I think it will come eventually. I think it's mandatory. But we'll just see how they add it in. I'm not sure if it's going to be, in order to create an account, you use KYC, or just to withdraw, you use KYC. Not too sure how they're going to go with it. But Kelvin said he's never been successful spamming comics. Yeah, I thought about maybe changing up the strategy with the comics, but I feel like people don't really do too well spam with the comics. More so, I think they do better spamming with the collectible blind boxes. Gio says, for comic books, when I spam, it's like I'm holding the buy now. So I've been doing timing on comics for a while now. Okay. So I think, that's what the case is then. People do the spamming on the collectible blind boxes. 1 Todd or 2 R2D2? Ooh. I still say 1 Todd. R2D2 is going to be legendary, though. Like R2D2, I see being 10K. Easy. I'm surprised it's not 10K already. I think once we start seeing Star Wars collectibles roll out, vehicles from Star Wars, I bet one day. My boy Tyler Gear said he just woke up. He didn't even try. He's waiting for the 3 o'clock one. So he didn't even go for the comic book drop. Shout out to my guy, VeVe Chusk. What was I just saying there? Oh, yeah. So R2D2. Like I said, it's going to get to 10K, I think, as soon as we do see more Star Wars coming. I'm surprised it's not there already. And I'm surprised Todd's only 10K right now. So in the short term, maybe you do better with the R2D2. The good thing about having 2 R2D2 is you're going to be able to sell it off. So if you have 1 Todd, that's amazing. But then it's like, what do you do? When it gets to 100K, 50K, like you're kind of stuck with 1 Todd. But Todd's going to be legendary. So for your collection, 1 Todd. But, the profit, that's the thing, right? That's the kicker. R2D2, you're going to be able to sell one when it gets to 10K plus and then still hold the R2D2 that you have. So it's always tough. It really is tough right there. Do you want to be, having an OG collection, the first ever NFT on the VeVe app? But then you can't sell that if you only have one. So like I said, profit, maybe R2 is better to profit. Hate to burst the KYC bubble, but look into KYC data selling forms. It's not the answer. So yeah, maybe that's what I think too. Like KYC, I feel like that's what everybody wants to stop the bot issue, but I don't know if that's going to stop the bot issue. I'm not too sure. I feel like Doctor Strange would have a better insight on that. My thing is like, see, I was so afraid to create multiple accounts on VeVe, like a second account, because I know how FanDuel is. I know FanDuel doesn't play any games. Maybe I have to bring it up to them, see like, what does FanDuel do that you guys could incorporate? Because FanDuel doesn't play any games. Like, you make a second FanDuel account, you're getting banned. It's just that simple. Like, it doesn't matter. You could call them, say, "Oh, sorry, I won't use it." Like, you won't be able to use it. You have to go to DraftKings, and vice versa. If you make multiple accounts on DraftKings, you'll get banned, and you can't use DraftKings anymore. You can only use FanDuel. So coming from that world, I was like, I'm playing no games with this one. Are you kidding me? Like, I had better luck with timing. Gio said 2 R2D2 so you can profit and keep a blue chip. That's kind of what I was thinking, Gio. Like, Todd's obviously one of the best collectibles. First ever DC collectible, first ever FA Batman in the world, and it's the first ever NFT on VeVe. But when you only have one, kind of stuck. You know, it's an amazing collection piece, right? You could profit off that one, but then you'll never have it again. That's what's so tough. So, like Gio said, maybe to profit, you go to R2s. Ooh. That could be a good piece right there. Have both. We're looking for the better investment. You have both Todd and R2D2, or you mean you have both R2D2? You're just trying to see what's the better investment. It was the number 5, the 6 series Spider-Man comic. That was his first and last win. So it's been a little bit. Exactly. FanDuel OG also. Hey, let's go. FanDuel OG in the house. I've always had one phone account. Yep. VeVe shouldn't play so nice either. Yeah, portfolio. See, it's a tough battle just because, you know, they are dealing with people's money. But again, I don't see a problem with restricting people's accounts who were trying to steal or cheat from other people's money, right? So I think eventually as VeVe keeps getting bigger, they won't be playing any kind of nice games. You know, they're going to be like 2 accounts, gone. Now, I'm not saying that's the case right now because obviously 2 accounts, so if you're using an account for your kids, I think that's acceptable. But I'm just saying in the future to really start putting a restriction on these things, maybe they do go that route, what FanDuel does. I'm not saying they're going to, but, you know, something to think about. Star Wars has the biggest fan base ever. They do, and not only is it a big fan base, loyal fan base, like, you know, diehard fans. I want to buy a few Star Wars soon when I have some gems. I think people are sleeping on this. I do too. Yeah. What's your criteria to compete for your giveaway later? Next drop is 8 p.m. here. So you just got to tune in and write your username like I always have people do. Robbie Remington. But I won't be doing that until probably after the drop of the stamp pane and then that little 30-minute window before the market opens. I heard people got banned for sending gems to friends, family. What do you think? Pat said, you heard or you know? Because he's heard the world is flat. That's hilarious. I don't think that's an issue. I mean, you can send friends to family. If they did get banned, I don't think they didn't. If anything, maybe the third party might have flagged them for suspicious activity, but I don't think anyone's going to get banned for that. You know, I was never too big on Groot, but I think the first appearance of any character will do better. Will do great, actually, especially when that character gets released again, not first appearance. So I have a feeling that eventually they're going to release more Groot, probably a different variation of him, and it won't be the FA. So I think that's probably when Groot starts to do a lot better. I mean, when they start releasing more from the Guardian of the Galaxy, you know, that's probably when Groot will do better. Market's still closed. I want gamification on the drops, put together a 16-piece puzzle. That would be interesting right there. I mean, 16-piece puzzle. That would prevent a lot of people from wanting to join. I mean, that's like a headache just to think about. But that could be a great way to get by the B word. But you got to think, wouldn't the bots be able to like put together a puzzle like automatically? Not sure. Competing against the whole family in MCP as a solo user. competing against the whole family and master collector program as a solo user. I mean, that's technically what's happening. But I mean, here's the thing, right? When those, I think you're talking about when like somebody uses their phone for their kid's account and all that kind of thing. MCP points are only going to be on those people's accounts. So if like you have your collection split up between a whole bunch of different phones, you're not going to get all those MCP points. See what I'm saying? Yeah, like the Star Wars. I mean, just look at how big Star Wars is in general. I mean, it's up there, right? And their fans aren't just like normal fans; they're die-hard loyal fans. Oh, that makes sense, Remy. I could definitely see that happening. And I think here's the thing, right? It's so important to collect what you love on VeVe, and they say it all the time because I think they know that all these collectibles on the app are going to increase in value. It's just a matter of when. Everyone's going to have their opportunity, have their chance, and it's going to have their time. Every collectible is going to have their time, is what I really meant to say. So if you focus on things that you love, eventually it's going to come time for that collectible or those collectibles to eventually pump. So, and their goal is to make everything on the app more valuable than it is today in the future. So I think Black Cat has potential, to do well in the future. Yes, exactly. They preach customizable collectibles, right? That's why I've been under the impression right away that you're gonna be able to take these collectibles or outfits, accessories off. Like I was looking at the zombie Spider-Man. If you look closely at the zombie Spider-Man, and I don't even have either of these anymore, so it's not like I'm pumping my bags here. If you look at that zombie Spider-Man, tell me it doesn't look up, or if you look closely at it, look close at the zombie Spider-Mans, both ultra rare and common. Tell me it doesn't look like the Spider-Man cape will be able to come off. I bet you'll be able to remove that cape and probably upgrade it to a gold cape, like they've talked about, hinted at with the Superman capes. Market's open. Wow, okay, so a little bit cheaper than I thought originally. So market's open. We got Captain America, the common. We have 92 available in the market, going for $21. So I said it was going to be over 15 to 20. It's 21 when it first came out. That's hilarious. I thought it was going to be a little bit more. I thought it was going to be like 30 maybe when it first came out, but I wasn't sure, so I just said over 15 to 20. And it comes out to 21. Wow. The uncommon, there's only 37 available in the market right now, $45. There's only 17 available for the rare in the market, $109. 19 available ultra rares in the market, going for $230. Secret rare going for $980. 11 available. Like I said, I thought it was going to come out at about 1K ish. So glad to see that. But again, guys, remember, there's not many available at all. So you can come back and look. And this is how I check. So if you're on this screen, right, this is the very home page. I'm at the store tab at the bottom. We click Captain America. This is how you're able to check to see how many still have to get delivered. We come down here, and now you can look at each rarity. This is the common. It says there's 12.K of 20.9K left to be distributed. That means 12.8K still have to get to people's accounts. So maybe you got the comic book today, and you're saying, why don't I have it in my account yet? This is why. So the uncommon, we have 3K of 4.9K left to be distributed. We have the rare, 1.3 of 2.2K left. Phone lagging. Ultra rare, we have 575 of 950 left. And the secret rare, 306 of 500 left. So if you guys are ever curious to see like how many still have to get, put out to people's accounts, that's one way you can look to see. Gives you a little bit of a better understanding of what the market may do temporarily. Now, this is a pretty decent comic book. So I do see the commons probably going above $15 to $20. Like, I don't think the floor will stay that low. I think the commons may rise a little bit. Secret rares are down to $844 right now. 13 available. A couple more got put in. Ultra rares, 201 floor, 26 available. 35 rares available. 115 is the floor. Uncommon, 66 available. 37 is the floor. 120 commons available. 22 is the floor. Market open. Appreciate you, Ryan. I saw that comment. That's why I checked it. Let me know the market open. Appreciate that big time. AJD, thank you for the loyal streams. We have like 98 people and only 60 likes. Let's go. Appreciate that, Jay, big time. When you like the video, it always helps me out, my channel out big time. You know, sends it out to more people. Hopefully more and more people see the live streams, get into VeVe. Hey, I'm new to the VeVe community. How much gems do you think I need to buy? What's going on, Milan? Appreciate you for joining today. And it really all depends. You know, are you going after a certain collectible, a certain comic? Are you just new and you just want to get a feel for how the drops are? Each drop is going to be different. There are some drops like these comic blind boxes. They're only $6, $7 for the entry fee. And each rarity is $7. And you just click the buy now button when the timer runs out. And it randomly gives you a different rarity. So you may luck out, get the secret rare one day, the ultra rare. And then once you get that, you have a choice. You keep that for your collection, or you could flip it in the secondary marketplace, make anywhere from $500, a couple $1,000 maybe. So I would say it all depends. Some drops for retail are that cheap, $7. Some of them are a little bit more expensive. The one that's happening later today, drop number 2 today, we have at 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be a $120 retail price. So a little bit more expensive than the usual drops. And you don't have to enter your gems before the drop happens. But I would say if you want to guarantee yourself to lock in that collectible, I would enter the gems before the drop happens. Sometimes people who don't enter the gems before the drop, you're able to go for the buy now button. And if you get lucky and you have a chance to buy it, you hit confirm. And that's when you have the ability to then enter your gems. Now, I've seen people work out. I've seen it work out for people in this situation. But I've also seen people get to that scenario, get to that spot, go to add gems then, and then an error happens and it exits them out and it ruins their chances. So I would say if you have the gems, try to enter the gems into the account before the drops happen. But again, some of these are a little bit more expensive than others, so you may not have the money to be able to do that. I think the mini game is a good idea. I don't like the fact that the buy now button can pop up randomly, because like there's auto clickers out there to where as soon as the buy now button pops up, people are saying it could just figure out anywhere on the app. And as soon as like the text changes or whatever the case may be, that's how a lot of these bots are programmed supposedly. So the buy now button popping up randomly could actually help those bots and hurt the humans. But the game, I think some kind of game or like trivia question would be hard because maybe not everybody knows it. But if you have like a couple-minute window to look it up, I don't know. I do expect, or maybe not expect, but would like to see some kind of, I don't know if it's a game puzzle like you guys are saying. I know the CAPTCHA is not bot proof or whatever the case may be, but some kind of fun little game right there at the drop I could see happening. John Hiley bought a phone in December dedicated to VeVe. No added software, just on Wi-Fi. 2 weeks ago, count disabled for pressing button too soon. One finger time. Clock matches phone next to it. Something's wrong with their net. Most valuable account. No longer doing drops to avoid risk of wrong disable. No transfer to it either. So, John Hiley, did you? Interesting what you said here. Something's wrong with their net. What do you mean by that? Like they use a third party to flag suspicious accounts. So if you have a problem with your account, if your account's disabled or restricted, make sure you're writing a support ticket to them. And hopefully they do get back to you soon. They're probably backed up right now, but just give it some time. I know it's frustrating. But see what they say, because if everything's all good and you weren't doing anything illegal, they should investigate it, see that nothing's happened, and then unrestrict your account. So I would write a support ticket and then write back to me what happens in a couple of days. This is a good idea, CJ. I probably should do that. He wrote, have you considered doing a podcast evaluating the various VeVe analytic tools such as Ecomi Wiki and etc., which provides the best value? Yeah, I should do that. I probably will either make a video or a live stream just going over different charts and everything like that. That is a good idea. Shout out to Omi the Clown for making that Ecomi Wiki site. Guess he said the bot will still detect that buy now button. We need a game before the buy now button is available to click. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A blanket 15-second captcha as soon as you click buy. That's what I'm thinking. And it's just tough to do 15 seconds. You do need to do it quick, I think, to eliminate people like manually doing it to a whole bunch of different phones. The only problem with that is not everybody's able to mentally do that in 15 seconds. You got to also think about people who just don't have the ability to do that. Now, most of us do have the ability to do that, but just thinking from the company side. So many different things to think about. It's unbelievable. But like I said, I'm sure they have multiple teams investigating this. That they have a lot of manpower and time behind it, trying to figure out the best solution possible. I got the drop today from using your technique that you posted on YouTube today. When I got the buy now screen, it took me through a verify screen where I had to select image that were boats. I asked people if they got it too, and they said no. Is this because I had my mate send me his Mickey Mouse before because I bought it with cash? Well, I'm glad you got the drop using the technique that I posted on YouTube. Shout out to you for watching. I'm glad I helped, Jordan. Now, you probably got a captcha. You bought it with cash. Did you buy the Mickey Mouse outside the app, you're saying? That could be a reason why you got flagged right there. I'm thinking because you probably timed it so quickly using the drop method technique, you probably had the capture pop up because it's also like an AI learning. So I don't get captures anymore, probably because they've learned that my speed is just crazy fast. So they're used to that. For you, this is like your first time getting the drop on this technique. So the AI behind it was like, wow, this is super fast for this account. That's suspicious. They didn't realize that you just got taught by the pro master, Johnny Dunn. That's actually hilarious that my technique just taught you to do it so fast, you got flagged for being a bot. Let's go. That's actually amazing. So that's why I think you probably had to capture because you were just so much faster than usual. But you might have also got flagged for this comment here too. You said you had your mate send me his Mickey Mouse because you bought it with cash. If you bought it with cash outside the app, like you might have got flagged for that. My mate sent me his Mickey and I bought it off him from cash. But yeah, I pressed it so quick with your technique. I just hope I don't get banned all work and money in it. I don't think that's an issue. Let me see here. So you bought it just outside from a friend for cash. Interesting. Bought a rare $19.99. Let's go, Rob Remington. I feel like that's pretty cheap. How'd you buy a rare for $19.99? Aren't rares $70 right now? Let me go to the prices again. Yeah, did you snipe that, Rob Remington? $19 for a rare? What? Like $70 right now. Yeah, you can't please everyone. 4 minutes for a captcha is a bit excessive. Yeah, I got captcha. Yep. Let's go. My collectibles in the building. He broke his streak today. He finally got one. He says it feels good. LMAO. You were on a cold streak too, I think you were just talking about. That's what I always think of when people talk about how they go on a cold streak, like missing 8 or 10 of them. I keep thinking like you're due. Like you're gonna say in the live chat soon that you just got a secret rare or something. So I'm glad to see you finally got one. I know there's a lot of people who are still on the struggle bus right now, still striking out. I think Kelvin broke his streak though. I mean, he got a rebound today. There's some others that I think are still struggling, maybe like 0 for 20, 0 for 30. But hopefully a lot of the people that have been striking out definitely hit some today. Ryu hit 2 today after ages of nothing. Let's go. That's amazing right there. So yeah, this is what Jordan said. My mate sent me his Mickey, and I bought it off him for cash. But yeah, I pressed it so quick with your technique. I just hope I don't get banned. All hard work, money in it. You know, when you hit it so quickly, you just know it's going to come up. That's the feeling I had. Thanks for the technique. I haven't had a comic since Astonishing X-Men. Wow, exactly. Absolutely, Jordan. So I'm just so glad that you're understanding what I'm talking about. It's so hard to relate, like what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about to people. So I try my best to just put out a video of what I think about, and I'm just glad it's worked for you because you understand the technique now. Now you could time it perfect again tomorrow, and you just won't get it. I felt like today I was pretty perfect, maybe a slight off, but I've gotten it probably with the same timing. So, like I said before, Jordan, we have so many people probably timing it perfect right now, to where when there's thousands of people hitting the same time as you, it probably just distributes it randomly at that point. All you can do is just consistently try to increase your chances by timing it as best you can. And it's an amazing feeling where, like you see, on my live streams last couple times, there's sometimes where I get in so quick, time it so perfect, I'm like, oh, I got it. Like I have to get it. And then I got it. Like it's such a great feeling because for me, it really is. It's like golf. Like sometimes you hit a golf shot so perfect, you're like, this has to be good. Like it's money. And then you watch it unfold. Sometimes you hit it perfect and it doesn't go where you thought it went or something. So it's like I said, nothing's guaranteed in this. It's all about just trying to increase your chances, to increase that consistency. That's all you're trying to do with this, I think. Since when was buying gems off secondary market not allowed? People have been doing it for ages. I doubt any of the big players are buying them from VeVe. See, this is the thing, Chaka Jersey. Hey, Chaka Jersey, let's go, Jersey in the house. So they do have in there. I'm not technically sure if it is against or not against, but I think what they're saying is if you do get gems off the app, they can't help you if you get scammed. And that's the danger right there. You could, trust a loyal escrow for a while. They build up a reputation and then they scam you. So it's just so hard to trust people off the app, to where you're right. Some of the big players, they probably are getting gems off the app because if you want to put in 1,000,000 gems, are you going to add in 600 gems at a time until you get to 1,000,000? Like, I'm not sure how that works when you're that big of a player, right? I'm sure VeVe team, Apple Music, they may have some kind of workaround, but that's all going to change, I think, once this website comes out for VeVe. Once they have the web app, it's going to be a game changer. And then I don't think there's going to be a limit restriction or anything like that. So, yeah, exactly. Jackal, I don't think they will get their licensor cut. That's the thing. There's a lot of things that won't happen that are supposed to happen when transactions happen off the app. So that's another thing. I would try to keep everything you can on the app. And biggest thing is, you don't want to get scammed. Seen it happen over and over again. And there was a point where the market was closed in VeVe too. So a lot of people had to do gems outside the app at that point if they were trading stuff. But I really suggest keeping everything on the VeVe app if you can. You don't have to worry about getting scammed. We will be able to trade on the VeVe app too one day, meaning, and I think there will be some kind of little minor escrow free from the VeVe app because they're going to be the ones probably with the smart contract. That's going to be a game changer. We won't have to take these collectibles off the app to trade on one-on-one if we don't want to sell them. We're going to be able to do the trades on the VeVe app. That's huge. Johnny, how can you timing so perfect? I did not get any drop for 2 months. So, Aaron, appreciate you for joining today. Timing's not perfect every time. A lot of times it's off. Sometimes I'm too early. I mess up big time. Sometimes I'm a little too late. And I hate when my timing's off because it's frustrating. You want to get these drops. To me, I look at it like sometimes you're golfing and you shank it. It's frustrating. You want to just tee back up again, hit another one. But in golf, you get one chance. With these drops, you get one chance. So that's why I think it's like the same thing. It's a lot of experience, repetition, time after time. I feel like I've almost perfected it now. Also, shout out to Nexus. If you guys aren't familiar with Nexus, he's someone in the Twitter community. Him and Pineapple Gang, It's Wonderful. Non-fungible, wonderful. Definitely follow It's Wonderful too. Amazing artists out there. I believe those two came up with a website to where you can practice your timing on it. It's something that I haven't done just yet, but I definitely probably should start practicing my timing. I'm not sure what their website is offhand, but if you follow them on Twitter, I'm sure it's probably in one of their bios. That's the feeling I had. Yeah, it's an amazing feeling, Jordan. And also, if you want to watch I mean, one way to practice is to watch my videos. If it's a live stream, you fast forward to the part of the drop, or if it's the last video I just posted, it's not the live stream. If you're sitting there waiting on the countdown for when the 5 seconds starts, you can practice it. You can sit on the screen, watch it play from 5 seconds, count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, click. And you can kind of see where it lines up to where I clicked it. And then you can do the opposite, right? Watch that video and then try to react to it. React to the buy now button pop up without the timing in your head and see how slow you would be compared to my click by reacting to it. I've done the same thing and I'm like, wow, there's no chance I'd be able to click anywhere close if I'm just reacting to it. So, yep, absolutely, Aaron. Hopefully that helps out. 600 secret rare. Is 1492 mint common for $19 a snipe? Let's see. Well, you have a 1000 mint. I think 1000 mints are pretty valuable. Like there's a 1055 for $20 right now. I guarantee I refresh and that's gone. Yep, that's stolen. Not stolen, but that's picked up. Yeah, absolutely. For $19, that's a great buy right there. The commons are about 14, 15, 17, 18, 19. So like they do seem a little bit cheaper right now than I thought they'd be. I thought the floor would be like above $20. Looks like some people that are just trying to get some quick couple of dollars. But yeah, 1000 mints are definitely more expensive than the floor. So $19, yeah, that's a good buy. A 1000 mint Wally, that should sell pretty quick. Drew NFT. Drew NFTV. R2D2 slowly going up. This is a good one, Fun Under the Sun. I love R2D2, like I was saying. Having 2 of those, it's a tough one. I mean, you're asking about the Todd right before. I think for profit-wise, R2D2, because like I think who was it who agreed or said it to? Gio. I think Gio was the one to say, like, when you have 2 of a collectible, you can profit off of that. Such a better feeling. You feel stuck. Like what's a good example for me? All right, Spider-Man. The Spider-Man NFT, the first ever Marvel NFT, the Spider-Man set. I was blessed. I have the secret rare. I have the ultra rare. I bought that one in the market. I got the secret rare on the drop. Unbelievable. Ultra rare, the rare, the uncommon, the common. Have the whole set, right? But I feel stuck with that set in the best way possible. You know, I'm glad I'm stuck with that set. But what I mean by that is I don't have any duplicates to sell off. You know, when Spider-Man Secret Rare gets to 500K, that's amazing. My portfolio just went up 500K just from that one collectible. But I don't have any plans to sell at the profit. So that's not liquid. The only way I could profit off that NFT is creating passive income to have people in my museum, you know, pay me an entrance fee to view that $1 million collectible or $500,000 collectible. That's the only way you can really profit off something like that if you plan to hold it. So duplicates are so crucial. Like, to be honest, guys, I would have never been able to grow my collection to what it is today if I didn't stack up on duplicates when I first joined. So, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you have one of each right now, but you're looking to see the biggest ROI. Oh, so okay, so you are in a great spot then. Fun Under the Sun. You have one of each right now, and you're trying to see which one you want to sell off later in the future. So you're seeing which one you want right now. All right, let me look at the prices. R2D2 is going to go off for sure. 7.7K goes up to 9 quick. Short term, I say R2D2. Long term, I say Todd, if that makes sense. Todd's back up to 11K. That 10K 1000 mint sold. Todd's gonna be always going up. I only say R2D2 short term because as soon as they release another Star Wars collectible, that's out of here. You know, like, let me first buy, please. Oh, so botted gems. Yup. So that's the thing. Like, I could definitely see that happening. Star Wars is much better than a Todd Batman. So I can understand your premise with that. I mean, I think Star Wars fans, are so loyal. They're hardcore fans. But Todd Batman, what it represents is a lot more than just Todd Batman. Like, if you believe in the VeVe app, you should probably have the first VeVe NFT. This is DC's first ever digital collectible. This is DC's first ever NFT in digital format. This is the first appearance of Batman in digital format. Like, there's so many iconic things about Todd. But again, this is Disney golden moments. First ever line of Disney NFTs. Star Wars, one of the most iconic brands in the world. Their fan base is one of the biggest and most loyal and hardcore fans in the world. What website are you looking up prices? So D-Tech, I'm looking at the market on VeVe right now. If you download the VeVe app in the App Store, it's a free app. And on the VeVe app, you can collect, you can buy, you can sell your favorite collectibles from your favorite brands in the world in digital format. So they have a secondary marketplace as well, and this is where we're looking at the prices. This is what some of the collectibles look like. This is a Rizzo Batman. This is a first edition Batman. And then this is what the secondary market looks like. It has a floor price up at the very top, all the way down. You can see all the prices. So that's a secondary marketplace on VeVe. Yes, love Steamboat Mickey. I love Steamboat Mickey, and it's one of the few collectibles that I think doesn't even need a first edition tag, first appearance tag. And the reason why is because Steamboat Mickey is Mickey Mouse's first appearance in the real world, meaning the first time Mickey Mouse got released in the real physical world, it was at Steamboat Mickey. So I think it's going to be legendary. Even the common and uncommons, I think, will do really well long term. Yeah, I think both are going to do amazing, Jay, for sure. Star Wars is unbelievable. I'm not sure this Saturday. Very curious fun under the sun. Full Sam, what you think, homies? Aping into 13 Falcon FAs at 25 gems. Was the move or not? Long term, yeah, great move. Short term, maybe it dips. But here's the thing. I don't think it's a bad move because, look, if it dips from 25 to 15 to 20, okay, a $5 to $10 difference, right? Long term, I see it definitely being over $20, $25. Long term, I think a pretty solid move. Paz agrees. Paz says great move, Full Sam. Yeah, I think so. Not very often we can stack up on a lot of first appearances for cheap, too, so. Jay, you have a great point. He says Batman is nice. I'm a fan, but the real moneymaker in the end, I'm sorry, I need to say it, Star Wars. Jay's hyping up Star Wars right now, big time. I agree. I mean, he makes a great point here. Star Wars is huge. I think it's going to be a battle. I think long term, though, as VeVe grows, all these NFTs are on VeVe. Having the first VeVe NFT is going to be legendary. But I agree. Disney, these are the first Disney NFTs in the world, guys. I mean, that whole week of golden moments is going to be iconic. Star Wars, just think of what's going to happen to the Star Wars collectibles when we see Darth Vader. I thought maybe once we see a Darth Vader animated, if there's only 1,000 editions, maybe things dip temporarily because people need that collectible. But regardless of what happens, R2-D2 and C-3PO are going to go crazy. It's just a matter of time. Robin J.A., I wanted to follow you on VeVe, but can't find your account for some reason. Yeah, so right now it's hard to find people's accounts on VeVe. You can't really search for anybody. But I guess you said I was trying hard to spread that FUD. That's hilarious. But so what I like to do is I like to list a lot of my collectibles for the highest price. It's just an easy way for people to find me better. If you go into the VeVe app and you look for, say, Todd Batman, I think I have one of mine listed for like 9.9 mil. Rizzo, I have mine listed for 9.9 mil. Where's some other ones? I think Walt is one. Storm, all the Voltron, Nightwing, DeLorean, Comet, Ultra Rare, Walt, Superman. Like, I listed a lot of my big time collectibles for 9.9 million in the VeVe app. So that way anybody goes to it, you know, searches, filters it by highest price or whatever, they'll see me up there. Maybe they click on my profile, like the collectibles I have, click on my name, follow. And I try to follow everybody back that follows too. But unfortunately, I follow everyone. So my notifications are crazy. I may not see it in time, but I definitely try to as many people as I can. I look at myself as Tom from MySpace, who follows everybody who joined. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to follow everybody who joined the VeVe app. So if you want to follow me, that's one way to do it. Ooh, Darth Vader or Boba Fett. I'm gonna have to go Vader. Hello, I need to buy that R2D2. My collectibles: first Star Wars, first Simpsons, first Batman, first Superman, all legendary. Facts. We are in such a blessing, and too much more. Yeah, facts. That's what I was about to say. Collectibles, the nail on the head right here. I was about to say, like, not just those, but we are in such a blessing of an opportunity right now, guys. It's gonna be a year from now, and people are gonna be like, their life goal is to get the first appearance of Superman. And we had the opportunity to get as many as we wanted for a couple $100, right? Same thing with the first appearance of Batman. Same thing with the first appearance of Spider-Man, those big three. First appearance of Wonder Woman. First appearance of all these legendary characters. It's unbelievable. Are you always a comic collector? I see nice comics behind you. Let's go. I've not always been a comic collector. And to be honest, I haven't really been a collector for the longest time. VeVe really pulled out the collector in me. And I think that's what VeVe does to everybody around the world. David always talks about how everybody, every human, instinctually is a collector deep down. It goes back to where people were collecting rocks. Cavemen were collecting rocks. Everyone is instinctually a collector deep down. Sometimes things happen, life happens, you know, we don't have as much money, we're busy with other things. You may almost forget that you're a collector. What VeVe does is brings out the collector in everybody. Now that we have the ability to have a collection on our iPhones, anyone in the world who has an iPhone can now and probably will be a collector in the future. So definitely have some comics up here. Don't want to pull them out because last time I pulled them out, I had an accident. Shout out to Comics and Crypto. Todd Batman, obviously that one means so much to me right there. That Todd Batman you see. Shout out to Dan Schauble, Elite Comics 11. Hooked me up, was able to get my first ever physical graded comic book. That's my baby right there. Then we got right next to it, another comic book. Shout out to Sean from Comics and Crypto. He gave me that one. And the one you see on the very edge here, he gave me that one as well. Two of them that I still have to send something over to him. Shout out to you, my man, if you're watching. And then the one right here is actually another one that we see on the VeVe app. If anybody has that NFT on VeVe, shout out to you guys. But this is one that my boy Tyler Gear, VeVe Chusk, he sent one over to me. So I had to show that one off as well. We got Dan Schauble in the building. My man, appreciate you big time for stopping by today. He says, in-app followers will be a more valuable asset than most collectibles in the app long term. Wow, dropped a bar right here. Absolutely. I definitely agree with this one, Dan. I think we're going to start to see more and more people start to increase their following, start to pay more attention to that, carry a little bit more of a weight with their followers. And I definitely agree that building, you know, the in-app followers are going to be huge long term with brands, just by, you know, getting more people to come to your showroom. You know, there's opportunities are endless. It's the same thing with building a following on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, same exact thing. But with this one, I think it can even offer more opportunities. Johnny, do a giveaway to an R2D2. Man, I wish I was that big of a whale where I just had, you know, 20 R2D2s laying around. Paz said, I'll take a Todd over the followers. Yeah, but Paz, this is where, you know, when you really dig deep and you start thinking about it, the amount of followers could end up getting you a couple Todds. Now, when you start thinking about that one, you start thinking about like, what, how? But followers will be important. Brand deals, all kinds of things. How long you collect pops and what pops are they? Hey, let's go. Big fan of the Funko Pops. I have a bunch under these comics comics. I think for the next live stream, I will remove all these comics just for that one live stream to show off my Funkos. I have a couple here. I have Mike Trout, Babe Ruth, Tupac, some of my favorite characters and sports players. Mike Trout, Babe Ruth is there. I have Biggie behind there, Allen Iverson, Lil Wayne. Let's see, Eminem I got too, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Arnold Palmer. I have a bunch of Biggie ones. I think I have every version of Biggie. I have an all gold Biggie. That's a Toy Tokyo exclusive. Michael Jordan I have. Like just some of my favorite iconic superheroes, or not really superheroes. I don't really have superhero Funko Pops, but like my sports athletes, the hip hop artists that I love growing up. And I did get that Todd McFarlane Funko Pop. Shout out to my guy Tony. He usually comes on the live streams. I don't think he's here today, but shout out to my guy Tony. He let me know about it on Instagram right away. I said, oh, as soon as I saw it, I said, is this real? Or is this like a scam? You had to make an account and everything. I wasn't sure, but went with it and let some other people in the community know too about it. They spread the word even more. And next thing I know, everyone's getting the Funko Pop Todd, which I think is awesome to see. It's going to be right up there next to my Todd McFarlane comic book. I'm going to make a video about this soon. I think the word's getting out. I think now's about the time. So if it's not, it'll probably be later today after the next live stream. Oh, wow, it's already 12:15. All right, I'm going to be hopping off soon. But later tonight, I think I will be making a video on why in-app followers are so important. I wanted to hold off a little bit, but I think a lot of people are asking the right questions, so I think it's about time I make a video on that. Hey, appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, Funko Pops for me, I know a lot of them aren't very valuable right now. Maybe they are in the future, who knows? But I didn't get them to sell off or because they're valuable. I got the Funko Pops just because I love them. That's something that where I didn't even care about the value of them. I just wanted to get it for myself. Got the Todd Funko Pop. Rap Scene Pops. The only Eminem Funko Pop I could find. And I went, since I had the Lil Wayne, Biggie, Tupac, I had to get an Eminem one. And the only one I could find was B Rabbit from 8 Mile. So I got the B Rabbit. But it's Eminem. Are you good with comics? I have a question about one I'm trying to buy. So I'm not the comic expert. I've learned a little bit about them as we went on, but I would definitely tune into Sleeping Comics, Comics and Crypto. You can ask the question, but definitely ask the question to them as well. Those are the comic experts that I like to follow and just like to pick their mind. I mean, genuine people. They're not people that are going to like pump their bags or anything like that. They're genuine people that if you got questions, I love to ask those two people right there. And anyone else in the community that's a comic expert, feel free to ask those people for advice too, because I think it's so important to get information from like everybody and then kind of do your own information, research your own, and then come up with your own ideas. So, all the other comic experts out there too, definitely tune into them and see what they have to say about things and kind of come up with your own idea after that. Money. I see uncommons are no longer slept on. Yeah, let's see about this. What? Commons are down to $10. Something seems wrong about that. I don't see it. How is this FA Falcon down to $10? That seems odd to me. Uncommons are at 26. Rares are at 64. Ultra rares are at 127. And secret rares are down to 550. So as you guys can see from the first time I went over the prices, the market tends to dip as more and more people get their comics, as more and more people put them in the market for sale. They tend to undercut each other. A little saturation happens and tends to bring down the price. So just something to look at in the future. Trends usually tend to repeat. A seller posted a Spider-Man Marvel Mighty with Peter Parker's zip code at the mint, saying it's 11375 in Queens. Can anyone verify this? I want to buy it as it's listed at 800. Brandon Jacobs, I have no idea about that, but I will give you advice. If you're ever unsure, if you're ever unsure about a certain mint number or a certain year, just Google it yourself. Instead of waiting until someone verifies it for you, maybe too late. Maybe that person verifies it on here, says yes, you go check, and it's sold, right? That's a possibility. So I would say anytime you have a question, Just take the matters in your own hand and just Google it. Research, Peter Parker's zip code and then see what it is. Or if it's that mint number, type in Spider-Man Peter Parker 11375 and see what pops up. When I click comment notifications on my VeVe, when I click on comment notifications on my VeVe feed posts, the comments are always blank and never appears for me. Anyone else? Yeah. So I've noticed that the last couple of days, KJ, looks like some kind of bug or some kind of error. You have to wait a little bit. It's like a delay. It's like a delay comment or something. They comment, you go check your notifications, you go to look, and it's just blank. You have to like come back 15, 20 minutes later. Hopefully you can find that same notification. Oftentimes it'll be in that red side. There's unread and red. So you can go to red, see that notification, click it, and then you'll see the comment. It's been a grind the last couple of days because of that. I'll tell you what. Trying to get back to people who comment, it's a grind right now. But that's also part of it what makes it so fun, because eventually the VeVe app's going to get flawless. You're going to be able to search for everybody, but right now is like, before it all gets perfect. So I'm going to be signing out today. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in, supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody who got one today. Glad to see people who struggled came around today. Either was on the rebound. It was the last video I just put out that helped. I mean, that feels amazing. I'm glad it's helped a bunch of people out there. I will be live streaming the Paint of Stamps happening at 3 p.m. Eastern time today. And that's when I'm going to be doing the giveaway. So hopefully, everything works out and we're able to get some Omi giveaways going. So shout out to my guy, Rickard Broma, once again, if you're tuning into this live stream. We're about to connect one more time and set up this Omi giveaway for later today. I'm going to be signing out. Appreciate you guys once again for tuning in. See you guys in a little bit. I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, y'all.